it. So
I did check it. It did the same thing.
Driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray! To the slopes go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa. Tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what?
Okay.
To make holiday wishes come true.
A minute and 24.
Toyota
A minute and 24.
Oh, what fun!
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Drive a new Toyota today. Hey!
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get
5 minutes and 54 seconds.
Are financing for 72 months on a 2026 Tundra. Offer available.
Baylor and Player did.
You're listening to
Baylor and Player did.
Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We are back here at State Farm Arena at ESPN State Farm Fieldhouse, I should say, at ESPN Wide World of Sports on the Walt Disney World Resort campus. Fans here inside for this game, Baylor and Iowa. Earlier, Miami defeated Davidson. It was a tight ball game into the fourth quarter. Baylor plays Davidson on Saturday. 2 games here in the Sunshine State at the most magical place on earth. Laura, we had to look it up. Disneyland is the happiest place on earth. Disney World is the most magical place on earth. Now you know. Just you can make a mental note of that, but that's where we are. Good Baylor crowd here on hand. Now, they are outnumbered by Iowa fans. Iowa fans traveled here to, they I think, been excitement the last few years after Caitlin Clark. Also, they're headed for a few months of cold, snowy weather, so they're enjoying Florida while they can. But I think it's going to be a good environment here tonight.
Oh, I think it will be, and that's what's exciting about it. To have fans in the stands, that's what you want, and others who come from around the Orlando area to watch the teams play. And who wouldn't want to see Baylor and Iowa State matchup today? Again, this is one of those November, the early season top 25 matchups. Baylor in the top 10. Iowa trying. It is so hard not to say Iowa State. I find myself just having to make myself stop in saying that. But Iowa right now at ranked number 19 in the country. And both teams undefeated as they get ready to tip off in just around 10 minutes from now.
Yeah, this is just an aside here, but being a Midwesterner, Indiana, where I grew up, all the schools played Iowa. So I just hear longtime Indiana Hoosiers radio voice Don Fisher say the Iowa Hawkeyes. So that's how I remember it. By the way, before we give you the starting lineups as Baylor retakes the floor here at State Farm Fieldhouse, we got to give hearty congratulations and best of luck to Baylor soccer. They picked up a big win today over Wisconsin. They've advanced to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA soccer tournament, and they will take on They will take on Ohio State Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Ooh. So go Bears, go Baylor football, Baylor soccer, and Coach Michelle Leonard and the team.
Yeah, Ohio State getting a big win over Notre Dame, 1-0. That game won by golden goal. They were in overtime. Had played the overtime period. And after 100 minutes, they ended up going for golden goal. And look at that. The Buckeyes get the win. But good luck, Bears and Buckeyes, Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time in South Bend, Indiana.
Well, that is forthcoming. We'll look forward to that. Here we've got Baylor and Iowa. The Bears are back out on the floor now. We have our starting lineups. We'll give them to you when it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics. Baylor's Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texans. Tonight's starters first for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa is wearing black uniforms today with gold letters and numerals. Their lineup looks like this. In the front court, the forward, Hannah Stelke, 12 points, 7.5 rebounds per game. She's joined by center Ava Hayden, 14 points, and a team-high 9 boards. And then the guards, Taylor McCabe and Kylie Fierbach, they combine to average just over 12 points and 6 assists per game. And then the point guard who really drives their offense, Chit Chat Wright. Yes, Chit Chat Wright, a 5'2" sophomore guard out of Atlanta, a Georgia Tech transfer. She's 5'2", but she's an impressive player. 14.5 points, 2 rebounds, 5.5 assists per game. For the Bears, wearing white uniforms, green letters and numerals, gold trim. Baylor ranked number 7 overall, 4-0 on the season. The lineup looks like this. In the front court, Bella Fauntleroy, Dariana Littlepage Buggs, and Kirsten Johnson. Buggs is just 0.2 of a rebound through 4 games away from averaging a double-double, 12.5 points, 9.8 boards. Bella Fauntleroy coming off a great game on Sunday against Lemoyne. Reached the 1,000-point mark for her career, exactly 1,000 points heading into today's game. She's averaging 14 points and 6 boards. Kirsten Johnson, 6.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 2 block shots per game. And then the guards, Jana Van Geitenbeek, coming off a really nice game on Sunday. Jana coming back from injury, was 2 for 4 from the three-point line with 8 assists. She had her best game of the year. And then Talia Scott, explosive, Baylor's leading scorer, 24.5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists per game. So for Iowa, it is Wright, Feuerbach, McCabe, Stelke, and Hayden. For the Bears, it's Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Buggs, and Johnson. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Baylor Scott & White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. We're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we're going to hear from Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Her pregame thoughts are straight ahead about how she would put together a scouting report on this team, what Iowa's going to try to do to knock the Bears off their game, all that and more straight ahead. Coach Nikki Collin is next here on Connect the Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insight.
So Nikki Collins' interview is great. So no problem. Yeah.
And work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state
Gotcha, sir.
eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Top 20 matchup tonight in Orlando. It is Baylor and Iowa. It's time for our pregame visit with Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Both teams coming in with undefeated records. And coach, one of the bigger non-conference matchups on the schedule this year. And let's dive right into the first question. We think about Baylor first. Through 4 games, what are a couple things on the scouting report that you think other teams look at that really stand out to you if you were writing a scouting report about this team? Maybe something you like and something you want to see us improve on.
Well, I think a couple things that are going to obviously stand out, and they're pretty obvious, is that you have to slow down Talia Scott if you're going to beat Baylor. I think she's been effective, she's been efficient, even in high volume shots. She's shooting the ball 46% from the field, and so I think that's one of the areas. I think the other thing is, I think our rim protection, your ability to score at the rim, you're going to worry a little bit about. I certainly think this is a team today that has size and depth, and they're going to play through the paint, and they're going to challenge that. I don't think they're going to back away. They're going to see where we foul on. Can they score in the paint early? What's our game plan on that? But I think that what do we have to work on? I think it's sometimes our balance. It's making the extra pass. It's finding being willing to go from good to great, really understanding what that means. I think our communication still lacks at times, and that by nature is new players, young players. Rarely is it our veterans that are missing calls. It's our new players, and so I think those are the areas that we need most improvement: balance and sharing the basketball on offense, really communicating on defense, and finishing with rebounds.
Well, as you go up against Iowa tonight, who are they? Who is this version of the Hawkeyes?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think they've decided that their strength is to play through the post. So they played more 4-out, 1-in, kind of motion-ish stuff last year. We're seeing more double big, old-school triangle, overloading a side and really trying to force the ball into the post. And I say force, not in a bad way, because they have not been high turnover. They're getting it there, and they're being productive, both with Hayden and their backup post Hayes. And then you've got Stokey, who's their stalwart inside that rim run. So I think the thing about them is, first and foremost, they're going to play really fast. They're going to get it out quickly, and they have great rim runners and shooters on the perimeter. And then they're going to play through the post in the half court. But then ultimately, late even now, I think Chit-Chat Wright, their point guard, is growing into her role of being a playmaker for them. So things break down. They now have someone that can create for herself or her teammates.
It's Baylor and Iowa tonight, visiting with Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Coach Nikki, defensively, we've seen teams like them in Iowa State and others. What do they do, and what do you want your team to be aware of? You talked about that idea of good to great extra pass. How do those factor in?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference between Iowa and Iowa State is the pace. As good as Iowa State is getting the ball to Crooks on a low block, you have plenty of time to get your defense set up to try to figure out the game plan on that. I think the thing with Iowa, because of their depth and the way they post rim run, they're always going to put pressure on the rim. And then if you get held in the lane because your posts don't get back, then they've got three-point shooters on the perimeter. So I think that's going to be a key.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. So its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco.
Yeah, and I was trying to run on my email and did the same thing.
Salt, pepper, a whole prayer.
I know, but when I went on my email, and I was like, everything ran fine, and then just
it's your anniversary. You have to test it to say thank you.
Right, I did that too, and then when I went to the whole thing, it took off maybe some of what she said too.
You like family. Come see our new collision.
No, it didn't do that, but when I tested through it, on here it went well on my email, and then when I did the other way, it did cut off most of it off.
Box. I don't know why this is happening.
I don't know either. But let me check this out and see why we're losing the interviews.
Join the Baylor Cub Kids Club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
This is Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Brooks wants to drive in on Abraham, who blocked her shot.
Way to go, Abraham. She held her ground.
Top of the key and traffic out to Fauntleroy. Here's a three from the left side, and it's good.
Today's game is brought to you by Central National Bank. proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Baylor Scott and White Health, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, back to the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
Was talking about with the Iowa Hawkeyes is that you've got a great point guard in Chit Chat Wright. You have great size. You've got snipers on the outside, and it'll all be about Baylor making sure that the ball just does not stick. They want to be able to move the ball around. They want to go from a good shot opportunity to a great shot opportunity, which Coach Nicky was just talking about. So for Baylor, it's going to be really important that they make sure that they use the shot clock efficiently, and that on defense that they've got the ball pressure going, and make sure that the bigs for Iowa don't get too close on the block, or else it could be just could be a long evening here in Orlando, Florida.
Lori, fans might remember that their in-state rival from the Big 12, Iowa State, also plays a similar approach to defense. They'll back off of some shooters and be content to let them take a shot that's not Baylor's best, because they feel like the percentages favor them in doing so. Baylor's going to have that discipline, as you said, being willing to go late in the shot clock, passing up a shot that might look good in the moment, but it's a shot Iowa wants them to take. They want to go for a great shot.
And there are times, though, that can backfire, and we've seen that in Baylor women's basketball history. Chelsea Whitaker comes to mind. Jordan Davis comes to mind. Players that Iowa State just let shoot the basketball, and it was they set some records that night. Oh, we're just waiting for the, there we go. We got the whistle. Let's get this one underway.
Here we go. It'll be Hannah Stelke and Kirsten Johnson for the tip. Stelke knocks it into the backcourt where it's picked up by Kylie Fearbach. Iowa controls the tip, and this top 20 matchup between two undefeated teams is underway. Fearbach kicks it to the left side of McCabe, being guarded by Jana Van Geitenbeek. McCabe further in the corner, back to Fearbach, hiding up to set a screen. Johnson switches off and then goes back into the paint against the taller center. Fearbach to the right side, Chit Chat Wright on the wing, finds Hayden top of the key. She'll turn and take a long two and buries it. Another minute there on the mid-range jumper from Hayden. Iowa scores on their first possession. Now the Bears will get their first crack at the basket, down 2-0, 30 seconds in. Here's Talia Scott changing direction, swinging it left side to Dariana Littlepage-Bucks. Drives inside, gets to the basket, has her shot partially blocked from behind, and it goes spinning over the basket. Here comes Iowa the other way. Stelke gives it off to McCabe. Iowa with the basketball on a 2-0 lead. Here is Chit Chat Wright getting downhill, but doing so with the benefit of an illegal screen from her guard, Taylor McCabe. So that's the first foul on either team. We've seen more of those called this year, Lori, and they called McCabe for the illegal screen offensive foul. Gives it back to the Bears. Here comes Talia Scott into the front court, around a screen, gets downhill underneath the basket, circles to the baseline, finds Bugs, who kicks it out to Jana Van Geitenbeek. She'll move to the center of the floor, around a Bugs screen, swings it to Fauntleroy, who throws it away in the post. Stilkey cuts in front of Bugs and intercepts. Stilkey wants to drive all the way inside, and good defense there by Fauntleroy. She was backpedaling, and yet she was in control there. She knocked the shot attempt out of bounds.
Yeah, that's one thing that they really want her to be able to do against Stilkey, is to pick up a charge, but 22 played that one great that time and just made sure that the shot wasn't there and that she did not foul.
Here's Feuerbach off the inbounds with 1:20 gone in this ball game. Iowa with the ball at a 2-0 lead. Feuerbach falls to the floor, gets rid of it to Wright, who airballs a little teardrop floater. Offensive rebound, though, to Hayden. Her kick out to McCabe results in a missed three. In a crowd, Talia Scott comes out of there with a contested rebound. She feeds it ahead to Bugs, who waits for numbers and gives it back outside to Talia Scott. Around the horn they go, perimeter right to Van Geitenbeek. Jana puts it on the floor, picked up by Stilkey, swings it up top to KJ. Still plenty of time in the shot clock, just about 2 minutes gone in this game. Talia, though, has the ball knocked away. She drove into a crowd, and Iowa simply poked it away. Chit-Chat Wright comes out of there with it. Gives it to Feuerbach, catch and shoot three, perfect. Iowa with a 5-0 lead, and boy, Feuerbach, not a big score, but she didn't hesitate there.
She did not, and that's one thing that Baylor has to be able to do, is get out there right at the catch. Feuerbach had enough space to be able to let that one fly.
Here is Bugs trying a long two. That's off the mark. Feuerbach with the board. Don't know that's the shot the Baylor wanted right there. Here come the Hawkeyes with a 5-0 lead on Baylor. 2.5 minutes gone. Chit-Chat Wright gets inside, hooks a pass a little too hard to Hayden. She fumbled it but gets it back. Now drives inside on KJ, spins and lays it in. 7-0 Iowa State. That's the same score that Duke led in that game in Paris a couple of weeks ago. Here's Jana bouncing inside to Fauntleroy. Iowa got a hand on the basketball. She fumbled but got it back. Gets it to a driving KJ, who flips it in gently with the left hand. That possession didn't look like it was going anywhere, but Fauntleroy found KJ, who was able to finish with a soft touch. Baylor on the board. That snaps a string of 7 straight points by Iowa to start the ball game. We're 3 minutes gone into this first quarter. Here is McCabe, perimeter left, bounces in the post to Hayden, hits a cutting Stilkey, drives inside. She's smothered by Bella Fauntleroy. Fauntleroy, that's a blocked shot, but really she just put her hands up and stifled that driving attempt by Stilkey.
Well, that'll be a great matchup today, Bella and Stilkey.
Stilkey, 12 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2 assists per game. Bella, known for defense, but she's averaging 14 points and 6 boards per game. Inbound for Iowa with 10 seconds to shoot. It's Feuerbach in the right corner. Jana Van Geitenbeek harassing her. Feuerbach retreats to the top of the arc, now drives inside to the free throw line, kicks it out. Here's a long two from Hayden at the shot clock buzzer. No. Stilkey tips the rebound, but it's grabbed by Bella Fauntleroy. Here come the Bears down 7-2, 3.5 minutes into this ball game. Talia Scott high on the left side, picks up the dribble, feeds Jana left wing on the drive, gets inside, tries a reverse layup, can't quite get it to fall. Rebound out of bounds, and it will go Iowa's way. Boy, Jana just couldn't quite get that reverse layup to fall. It bounced on the side of the rim before falling off. Feuerbach will exit. Taylor Strimlow will enter for Iowa, the sophomore guard, averaging 5.5 points, 2.5 boards per game. Original starters remain out there for the Bears, who trail 7-2 early, just about 4 minutes gone in this one. Here is Hayden, just to the right of the top of the key. Feeds it outside to Chit-Chat Wright. She is an excellent shooter. Now we've got a whistle away from the ball and a foul called on Jana Van Geitenbeek.
Well, Jana was just caught in traffic right in the middle of the paint.
Well, trying to fight through it maybe a little too aggressively. Inbound to Hayden, who gives it to Strimlow in the corner. Strimlow to the free throw line. They're going to swing it to Wright. Wright, an excellent shooter so far this year. She has it at the top of the arc, steps into a long two. It's too strong. Bugs fights for the rebound and knocks it to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Here comes Baylor's point guard galloping into the front court. Bears down by 5. 4 minutes gone. Bella Fauntleroy takes the pass. Thought about a three. Thought better of it. Gives it off to Bugs. Bugs loses the basketball, but it bounces luckily to Van Geitenbeek. She swings it right side to Talia. Crossover dribble. Fancy maneuvering, and a foul is called. Boy, I tell you what, there was some ketchup and mustard on that driving attempt by Talia Scott, and as she missed the baseline jumper, she was fouled and will go to the free throw line. Lori, here is a little trivia question for you. Who leads the nation in made free throws?
Talia Scott.
It is Talia Scott, and she just increased that total, hitting her 31st in 36 attempts.
Yeah, 90% free throw shooter.
You look at this, that makes it 7-3. And she hits the second. No, she misses the second, beg your pardon. So it remains 7-3. And here comes Iowa into the front court. 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. They're going to pass it to Stelke. Left block, outside to right again. Right wants to drive inside. The 5'2" guard gets to the basket and has her shot swatted away rather easily by KJ. KJ is 6'2". KJ, is 6'4". She is 5'2", and honestly, KJ didn't even hardly have to leave her feet to, with her back to the play, swat that out of bounds.
Yeah, that's Baylor's third block on the game.
Yeah, and Baylor is doing very good in that regard. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Oh, nice inbounds play, and Iowa has a chance at a three-point play. Stelke circled around the screen and caught it beneath the basket, and then to compound the error, she was fouled as she made the bucket. A free throw is coming. Iowa with a 9-3 lead, and Stelke can make it 10-3 from the line. She's 4 of 7 from the stripe on the year. Well, Iowa off to a good start. That foul, by the way, on Bella Fauntleroy, her first and the team's second. Free throw too strong. Bella one-arms the rebound. 9-3 Iowa. Baylor with the basketball. Here's Talia Scott, seeing a little bit of room, drives in a crowd, nearly loses it, maintains the handle, gives it off to Buggs, who gives it back to Scott. Scott around a Buggs screen to the free throw line, pops a jumper from there and splashes it home.
That was a good screen set right along the around the elbow there from Dariana Little Page Buggs. Sorry, just frenetic pace.
A lot going on here. Emily Rodriguez missed a baseline jumper, but then it's grabbed by Hayden and laid back up and in. 11-5. Iowa with the lead. Baylor with the ball. Scott drives into a crowd, nearly loses it again, gets it back, kicks it out to Bella, who's too strong on a three. Weak side rebound to Emily Rodriguez, the UCF transfer. She would have played against Baylor last year, but she was injured when Baylor won here in Orlando across town. Here is Stelke, mid-post, left side, trying to give it to Rodriguez. Instead goes outside to Chit-Chat right. Right, up top to Rodriguez. Head fakes a three, now wants to drive on Buggs. Got his step on her, but missed the layup. Buggs got a hand up there and contested just enough to force the miss. Bears down 11-5, 4:10 to play first quarter. Here's Buggs, top of the key, nearly walked with it. They give it to KJ now, back to Scott. Scott pops a three from behind the KJ screen. It's too strong from the right side, and here comes Iowa with the rebound back the other way. Rodriguez looks into the post, instead feeds it to Wright in the left corner. The 5'2" point guard, Chit-Chat Wright, takes the handoff from Hayden again, lets a three fly too strong. Weak side board to Dariana Little Page Buggs. Second rebound for Buggs. She gives it to Jana, and here come the Bears on offense, down 11-5. Step back three. Good look at it from Jana. Oh, it's online, but too strong. And then going after the rebound. A foul is called on Iowa. I think I saw the second part of the foul, Lori, but the officials saw the first. Buggs definitely, an elbow was kind of in there, and she caught a player too, but Iowa got her first. That is on Hannah Stelke. It's her first, the team's second, and it brings us to our first quarter media timeout. The 2024-25 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central, Central National Bank. They're struggling early, but down 11-5 to Iowa. 3:34 to play first quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you get a call saying they're going to lock you in jail for missing jury duty unless you pay a fine, that's fake. Scammers use scare tactics to force you to act without thinking. Just hang up the phone.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We are back here in Kissimmee, Florida, the Orlando area, Baylor and Iowa. A top 20 matchup of two undefeated teams. So far, Iowa off to the good start. They lead the Bears 11-5 with 3:34 to play. And Laura, I think a couple of times Baylor's just got frantic early on offense. We've seen a couple of turnovers, multiple instances where Baylor has lost the ball and had to chase it down. Just doesn't really feel like they've been in their offense yet in this game, and that's, getting into that is going to be key. It's just a 6-point game early on. Still plenty of time, but you want to see Baylor kind of settle into a rhythm.
I think that was another one of the keys to this game is that when you say settle into a rhythm, then it's just being able to adjust. And if we have seen anything out of a Coach Nikki Collin team is that they know how to adjust. I think right now they're thinking about the good to great and trying to use as much of the shot clock as they can. Not that they're trying to drain clock, but I think because of that frenetic pace, because of the fact that they are taking some shots, when everybody is out along the perimeter, there's absolutely nobody there to pull down any kind of offensive rebound. So it's a one-and-done kind of shooting. But Baylor will have the opportunity again with the ball after the foul was on Stolke against Bugs. And I thought I saw Bugs get held by the arm, and
I think
then
you're right.
Because she had position under the basket to get an offensive rebound. The reason why she did get that foul call.
Kyla Abraham in for the Bears off the bench here. Abraham, Bugs, and Fauntleroy in the front court. Markayla Johnson, the freshman, and Talia Scott in the backcourt. Talia will play it in. Then defensively for Iowa, they'll have McCabe, Rodriguez, Wright, Stilke, and off the bench for the first time is Layla Hayes, a 6'5 freshman, averaging 13 points and 6 boards per game. Inbound to Markayla Johnson. She thought about a baseline jumper, thought better of it. They're going to give it outside to Bella Fauntleroy to the free throw line, and a line drive shot is good. Pulled up from the mid-range there and knocked it down to cut the Iowa lead to 4. 3:20 to play here in quarter number 1.
Well, Baylor's good from the free throw line, and again, what a great, another block from Bella on Stolke underneath, but what a great screen that was set. Screens are going to be so important for Baylor, but Bugs screened for Bella and allowed her to pop open from the free throw line, and Baylor down by 4.
Boy, Baylor has been blocking shots with some kind of abandon so far this year. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Iowa inbounds to Feuerbach, who just returned for the Hawkeyes. She wants to drive it on Bugs for whatever reason. Bugs blocked the shot, and as it hits the floor, Baylor forces a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Baylor. Feuerbach was determined to take it in on Bugs, and honestly, for the life of me, I'm not sure why you would do that, but
I'm not
she must
sure
have had her
either.
reasons.
Well, you've got Bugs and Bella both patrolling in the middle, and Bella tonight has 3 blocks already.
Wow, that's impressive, and 4 of them overall for the Bears. Here's Markayla Johnson in the front court. Under 3 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Oh, she fumbled the ball. That's an unforced error, and Feuerbach picks it off the floor. They outlet it ahead to Rodriguez, gets into a crowd, and she traveled with it.
That's because Bella Fauntleroy just set her feet, and instead of she knew if she crashed into her, she was going to get a charging foul, and instead took that extra step to go around the right end. It gets called for a travel. See if Baylor can do something with the turnover.
Bugs up top to Abraham. They're going to swing it around the horn right side to Markayla Johnson. Markayla, one dribble to her left, pushes it ahead to Talia Scott, who just returned. Scott to the free throw line, spins it out to Bella Fauntleroy, bounces left baseline, Kyla Abraham, and a whistle and a travel. I think she was trying to figure out where to go with the basketball and didn't bring the dribble with her.
Yeah, indecision will get you just about every single time.
Well, Iowa has gone 2 minutes and 30 seconds without a point, but Baylor's only been able to shave 2 points off of the deficit during that time. Bears are down 11-7, 2:15 to play. Quarter number 1. Wright bounces it over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez puts it on the floor to her right, wants to bang inside on Bugs. Bugs blocks her shot. She got it back. Then her shot's blocked by Abraham, and here's Bella Fauntleroy with it.
Yeah,
That's 6 blocks.
Make it up on the defensive end.
Oh, nice hesitation move by Scott all the way to the basket, coast to coast for 2.
Boy, she just has that acceleration and the ability to get into space and go score, and Baylor now within 2.
5 points for Talia Scott. Here's Emily Rodriguez banging inside, and she traveled with it. And that's going to give it back to the Bears. I tell you what, Rodriguez, every time she gets the ball, is just bound and determined to get inside. And honestly, I'm not sure why, because that's where the strength of Baylor's defense is.
But I think that's what Coach Nikki talked about. They're going to see what you will do in the middle. Can they get you in foul trouble? And instead, it works in the opposite direction. And Baylor with a chance to tie or take the lead here.
100 seconds to play in the first quarter. Markayla Johnson whips a fastball to Scott, and then coming off a screen, Fauntleroy buries a mid-range jumper, but she was opened by virtue, according to the officials, of a moving screen by Kyla Abraham. That'll be Kyla's first and the team's third, and they'll give it back to Iowa with 1:33 to play. Here's Yuting Dong checking in for the first time. What a nice job she's done for the Bears off the bench these last two games. 15 of her 17 points this season have come in the last two games, and you hope that's a sign of things to come for a very talented player who's just very raw and learning. Iowa with the ball and a 2-point lead. Here's Stokey coming inside, blocked again. Drove right at Kyla Abraham, who smothered the shot, and here come the Bears again with a chance to tie or take the lead. Kyla, top of the arc, wants Talia Scott to come get it. It's going to have to be Markayla Johnson who does so. Markayla Johnson off the screen, fires a three, too strong. Abraham is called for her second foul. She leaned in too far to try to get the offensive rebound and had her right shoulder banging into the left shoulder of of Hayes, and that's going to give it back to the Hawkeyes, rather.
Well, you got to give her some, an A for effort
there are fouls of being late, and then there are fouls where you're trying to initiate action, and there's the latter. But that gives it back to Iowa. They have the ball in an 11-9 lead. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Here is Hayden.
5 seconds.
5-second call. Hayden at the top of the key. Good defense by the Bears.
Yeah, Baylor covered everything up. Absolutely no outlet for Hayden. She just hung on to the basketball. And again, Baylor, another opportunity here to tie, take the lead.
Talia Scott around his screen with the basketball. Crosses over on the dribble. Now bounces to Bella Fauntleroy. Gives it right back to Scott. 18 seconds to shoot. She fires a pass into the post. Bella Fauntleroy with a kick out to Dong, and Dong is called for the travel. Dong saw lane to the basket but didn't have the handle, and that's another Baylor turnover. Baylor has turned it over 5 times, as has Iowa. The Cyclones, now I'm doing it, Lori. The Hawkeyes have missed their last 6 shots. They're 1 for their last 8, but Baylor has turned it over 4 times in the last 2:51. We're down to 20 seconds to play here in the first quarter. 12 on the shot clock. Wright draining a little that clock. Markayla Johnson now guarding her. Down to 8. She floats it ahead to Hayden. Hayden tries to hit Feuerbach in the corner. She gets it back, kicks it out to McCabe for a 3 that's no good. KJ with the rebound with 3, with 2. Here comes a long-range shot from Talia Scott. Oh, it was online, but it was a bit too strong. And so a first quarter that was not an offensive thing of beauty comes to an end. Iowa 11, Baylor 9. Baylor women's basketball is brought to you by Pepsi. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. We're going to give you some offensive numbers when we come back, and if you love offense, maybe they are a little offensive, but nonetheless, it's an 11-9 Iowa lead at the end of 1. You're listening to Baylor women's basketball from the WBCA State Farm Showcase at Disney on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Baylor Nation rolls along with Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Start with award-winning service and factory-trained techs. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business? We're your Central Texas headquarters for ProMaster vans, cab, and chassis and work trucks. For power and comfort, test drive the Ram 1500, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year winner again. Allen Samuels in Waco, proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
Come by, let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
To the second quarter we go at State Farm Fieldhouse in Kissimmee, Florida. Baylor trails Iowa by 2 after 10. 11-9 is the score. And Lori, we look at these numbers. It kind of paints a picture of a first quarter that I think was a mix of both good defense and some offense that just wasn't clicking. I think Baylor certainly, you look and see that they weren't clicking in a lot of places. Baylor just 4 of 12 from the floor, 0 of 5 beyond the arc. Iowa, meanwhile, is 5 of 20. They've taken 8 more shots than have the Bears, in part because half of their 14 rebounds have been at the offensive end. Luke, though, it hasn't turned into a huge deficit. They've only outscored Baylor 4-2 off of that rebounding edge. Nonetheless, it just paints a picture of a couple teams that were a little clunky on offense early, and I think Baylor especially never really got into their offense, and then when they did, they missed a few looks.
Yeah, in fact, I think they were 2 of their last 7 when they had a chance to get into the lead. But Iowa was 0 for 7 during that time. I think for Baylor it was more about turning the basketball over. They really limited their opportunities. In fact, the last minute, they had to take a couple of three-pointers and missed both of those. But again, it was, in fact, I think they missed all 5 of their three-pointers. Those were the shots that they missed, but Bella and Talia both got in there to score for Baylor. But, it's 11-9 Iowa. Let's see what the second 10 brings us.
Iowa will begin the quarter on offense with Feuerbach, McCabe, Stokey, Hayden, and in the corner, one other player. We'll tell you who that is in just a moment. Addie Deal is in for the first time. She fumbles the ball out of bounds, but
Markayla Johnson all over her and almost forced a turnover.
Markayla Johnson out there defensively for the Bears, along with Buggs, KJ Dong, and Van Geitenbeek. Inbound to Addie Deal off the bench. Deal, a 6-foot freshman. She brings it over to the right side of the floor, picks up the dribble, harassed by Markayla Johnson. Bounces mid-post right side to Stokey. Up top to Feuerbach. She bounces it back to Stokey. Dong guarding her. Turnaround jumper is good. Probably likes that matchup. Stokey is a taller player at 6'2", really only about, honestly listed at the same height, but she looks a little taller out there than Dong. So it's a 13-9 Iowa lead. Here's Jana giving it off to KJ and taking the handoff back on the left side of the key. Retreats beyond the three-point arc. Bugs out to set a screen. Guarded by Deal. Jana gets inside. Kicks it in the corner. Good look at an open 3 for Dong, and it's good.
Yeah, that's another thing. You get inside. You touch the paint. Jana did a great job at that and get it over into the corner. And Dong knocks it down. It's a 1-point game.
Here's Iowa back the other way. Hayden gets inside and flips it in. She got good position in the post. And even though Baylor was all around her, she was able to flip it in and push the Iowa lead back to 3 at 15-12. Dong wants another 3 in transition. This one too strong, but it bounced high in the air, fell in the basket, and then kicked back out. Oh, she almost tied the game up there, but here comes Iowa the other way with the ball and a 15-12 lead. McCabe zings it in the corner to Feuerbach. Feuerbach has a 3 to her credit on the evening. She loses the basketball, and Bugs trying to save it. It was last touched by Iowa, and it's going to go back Baylor's way.
Wow.
Sick 'em Bears.
That was that quick double team comes at you, and if you can't handle the pressure, it's very easy that your hand gets on the basketball. Disrupted Iowa, and Baylor with the turnover, down 3, 15-12.
Here is Bugs, a step inside the arc on the right side of the floor. Dong fighting through his screen. Kick out to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Catch and shoot 3. Oh, it was on line but short. She's still trying to find her rhythm out there. Iowa maintains the three-point edge. They've got the basketball. It's Deal, perimeter right, finding Hayden, who bounces at low post to Stokey, and she is fouled on the post move by Dong. You think Dong hit with the foul. That is her first, and the first on the Bears in the second quarter. And it's going to send Iowa to the free throw line. I would imagine, Lori, that as Kayla Nelms checks in and KJ gets a breather, Talia Scott in as well for Markayla Johnson. Their post players, if they see Dong in there, now, that would be a easier matchup for them than KJ or Kyla. Doesn't mean they're going to always have success there, but you might, if Dong's in there, she might expect them to try to go there as Stilke misses the first free throw.
Yeah, you would think that would have, well, that's one of the reasons why they went high to hide it and then just go play that low game to Stilke, who misses her second free throw.
Misses the second free throw. Now, is there a lane violation?
I think it may have been
a violation on the Bears. So she missed them both, but she's going to get one more look at it. Stilke 0 of 3 from the line, and she cashes in on the second chance. That makes it 16-12 in favor of Iowa. 2 minutes gone here in this second quarter. Talia Scott walks across midcourt. Bounces to the right side of the floor. Chit-chat right over to play her. Spins it to Buggs, who gives it back to Scott around a screen from Kaylin Elms, who just checked in. Scott gets beneath the bucket, and she has her pocket nearly picked. Stilke's inability to maintain the possession is the only thing that saved it for the Bears as she lost it out of bounds. Shot clock stays at 13. They reset it to 30 momentarily. I guess Stilke never quite had possession. Inbounds to Dong, hands it to Van Geitenbeek. Needs someone to come get it, finds Talia Scott. Scott circles around Chit-Chat right with the shot clock at 5. Down to 3, down to 2. Jana in traffic is fouled. That bailed out the Bears. Let's be real about that. There was nothing good developing in that possession except that Jana just forced the action there, and she was fouled. Now, there is a fair question. Iowa wants to know, was she fouled before or after the shot clock? So they may want to look at that. And I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but Iowa wants a review, and so they will get a review. And that's fair to check because it was very, very close. As it happened, I'll be honest, Lori, I thought the call came just before the shot clock, but we'll see. We'll see. We've got a timeout here on the floor. We will take it as well. The 2025-26, I beg your pardon, women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. 7:22 to play in the first half. We've got a replay review going on here. Iowa leads 16-12 over the Bears. Here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
There's nothing like a Baylor home game, and First Central Credit Union wants to send you.
Hi, this is Jo Betsy Tyler with First Central. We're giving away a pair of Baylor football tickets for every home game this season. It's our way of celebrating the fans and families who make Central Texas great.
Enter now at firstcentralcu.com/football. One winner drawn each week.
First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you.
No purchase necessary to enter.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
For the Bears, their first game here in Kissimmee, Florida, the Orlando area, the State Farm WBCA Showcase from State Farm Fieldhouse. Not an offensive showcase so far for the Bears as they trail Iowa 16-12. And we've got a review. Lori, on the floor with the shot clock winding down, Jana Van Geitenbeek drew a foul. On the floor, the call was that it came just before the shot clock expired, but Iowa wants a review, and that's what they're checking out here. Obviously, it's a matter of is Jana going to the free throw line, or will that be a shot clock violation on the Bears?
You know, when Jana got into the red of the paint, I saw 1 second left on the shot clock. And my mind won't tell me exactly where she was in the red. I just know she was in the paint and took the contact. But the officials are discussing it right now. They haven't made their call just yet. But here in the second quarter, Baylor has been outscored 5-3. They've just managed that one triple from Dong off of the Van Geitenbeek assist. But Stilke and Hayden have been able to score the bigs out of the middle. Here's the call coming now.
They're going to tell ESPN what is taking place, and then we'll hear it in just a moment. I think this may...
I could not tell what she just said to ESPN.
Well, I realized there were two ways to interpret the singular that she gave. Either that she didn't get it off in time or that there's no overturns.
I almost saw a...
Well, we'll see. Are they going to tell us?
I thought I saw a shot clock reset.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know what that means exactly.
Yep, 2 free throws are coming, so there we go. The call was upheld. So here's
gutsy from Jana Van Geitenbeek to know you got to put the ball on the floor and go.
So that foul is on Kylie Fierbach, her first and the team's first. And here is Jana Van Geitenbeek going to the free throw line, where she is 2 of 2 from the line on the season. First free throw is up, and it rattles out. One more coming. Bears are down 16-12 with 7:22 to play in the first half. One more coming for Jana, and she got the roll. First scoring for Jana Van Geitenbeek, and the Iowa lead is 3, 16-13. Well, really, it's been much of the game. Kayla Nelms got a hand in there to try to tip the post entry pass away. However, she also got her arm tangled up, it appears, with Hayden. That's a foul on Nelms. It's her first and the team's second. Nelms gives the Bears a little added height and bulk in there, 6'1" sophomore. And Iowa is going to play it in. They've got Fierbach along the baseline, and now the officials are taking a look at the clock. Yeah, they're going to reset the shot clock to 24. Apparently it either didn't start or reset. And it'll be Fierbach to play it in for Iowa. Slings it into Deal, who just returned, guarded by Buggs. Got a hand on the pass, but it's chased down by Hayden. Here is on the drive, Deal getting inside, has her shot altered by Buggs. And then as Buggs feeds Janet, it was nearly stolen by Deal. 3 minutes gone, second quarter. Baylor with the ball down 3. Fauntleroy tries to tie it up, but her 3 is off the mark. And Stilke grabs the rebound. Feeds it ahead to Chit Chat Wright, who's been quiet so far, but her Iowa team has been able to pick it up in her stead. And now a whistle away from the ball and a foul called on Bella Fauntleroy. And Bella is upset, and Coach Nicky is very upset. That's going to be Bella Fauntleroy's second foul. And as they were establishing position inside, we'll get a look at this. Here is Bella. Oh my goodness, that was a bad call. That was a case where Hayden just knocked her to the floor, and she got called.
And then she fell backwards.
And then she fell backwards, and they acted like that was on. They thought that was on Fauntleroy, but it was not. That was a very poor call. Emily Rodriguez back in for Iowa. Now that means Baylor's likely going to have to play without her for the rest of this first half. A key defensive cog for the Bears. Here's McCabe finding Stilke at the free throw line. Spins it outside to Emily Rodriguez. Rodriguez drives inside, nearly walks with it, falls away and misses a jumper. Rebound hits the floor. Oh, the Bears had 3 players around it, but it's McCabe coming out of there with it for the Cyclones, and they're going to get another look at it. That is yet another offensive rebound for the Hawkeyes. And now Buggs smothers another shot by Stilke. Stilke went up with it, and Buggs got a hand on it and just pushed it back down towards the earth.
Boy, Baylor with 8 blocks tonight. They are really challenging at the rim.
Iowa, though, with the ball and the lead, 16-13, 8 seconds to shoot. They played into Hayden, who trips and falls. They say she maintained possession, and then as she holds the basketball, laying on her back, Talia Scott steps inside and ties it up. That was interesting. Hayden fell down, and they maintained that she fell all the way to the floor with possession.
With feet down on the ground.
With feet down on the ground. That was a very bizarre call, just like the call against Bella was as well.
Well, give credit to Baylor being just tough on the inside of the paint right now. And again, every single time, well, not every single time, that was a little bit much there. But Baylor is really, really being tough at the rim, especially we've seen it from Bella. We saw it a moment ago from Buggs, and that was a huge block. And now let's see what Baylor can do on the offensive end.
Here is Markayla Johnson with it. 4 minutes gone, second quarter. Talia Scott off a screen for catch and shoot 3, and this game is tied.
Boy, Talia Scott off of the assist. I think that came from Markayla Johnson.
Yep.
And boy, she just turned around and shot that from the top of the key, and nothing but net, and we're tied.
Well, first time Baylor has been tied in this game. Iowa scored the first 7 points. Here's a mid-range jumper missed by Hayden. There's Nelms with the rebound, and here come the Bears, an opportunity to claim their first lead of the night. Jana Van Geitenbeek drives inside, spins it out to Nelms, further outside to Markayla Johnson. The freshman directs traffic, angles to the left side of the floor. She's open, step up for mid-range jumper, no, and the rebound is grabbed by McCabe. McCabe ahead to chit-chat right now. Iowa looking to reclaim the lead. Wright gets inside and can't get the runner to fall. Rebound knocked to the floor. Buggs touched it. No, she did not touch it last.
I would say I think Buggs had her hand on it, but it got knocked out of her hand.
That's correct. So it's going to be Baylor basketball.
All right, now
5:14 to play.
On offense here, let's do the good to great here. I think that last shot a moment ago was just too quick in the shot clock. And
again, just because you're open
don't
doesn't
get baited.
mean it's a good shot.
They're going to let you shoot that one, but
and I think we're going to review this play as well to see who touched it last. And
all right, well, you and I both had a different view of it, so
I'll be honest with you. In the moment, I thought that it was off of Buggs, but also the officials agreed with your initial assessment, so I hope that they continue to. They're taking a look at it. By the way, Laura, you mentioned the blocked shots. Baylor is ranked number 14 in the nation through the season's first 2 weeks, first 2+ weeks, with 6.8 blocked shots per game, a number that is only going up as they have 8 first-half blocks here tonight. And, and we talked to Coach Nicky, and I think blocked shots always get fans excited as well. They should. It's like the defensive equivalent of a dunk in some ways, right? It's the equivalent. It's an impressive play, and it is an emphatic denial of the other team, and that's an area Baylor is good. But Baylor's post defense is not good because it blocks shots. It blocks shots because it's good, if that makes sense.
It does, and you can tell what Iowa wants to do. Again, just those strong dribble drives in the middle. Baylor wanted to turn them into a driving team, and I think you could see that right now. Baylor's taken 10 threes, made 2 of them. Iowa's only taken 4. And they've made 1 triple on the game. But I think by their dribble drives, I think they're also seeing what they can do. Will Baylor have the ability to stand their ground in the middle there, or are they going to foul? And right now, Baylor's been able to stand their ground. Just their athleticism right now in the paint is really showing itself.
Well, the officials have completed watching the video, and now they're talking it through, and it is going to be Baylor basketball.
Okay, I was right.
You were right. Good job. I'm glad you were. I'm not surprised that you were, but I'm glad that you were. And Baylor will have it with Van Geitenbeek, Buggs, Scott, Nelms, and Johnson, Markayla Johnson. Iowa will counter defensively with Rodriguez, Stolke, Hayes, McCabe, and Wright. Score tied at 16 with 5:14 to play here in the opening half. Baylor just 6 of 18 from the floor. Iowa just 7 of 27. Here's Buggs putting it on the floor, handing it off to Markayla Johnson. 2 Oklahomans out there for the Bears. Here's Talia Scott off the screen. She unloads another 3. That one a bit short. Offensive rebound, though, by Nelms. Wants to go back up with it and finishes. Good job by the sophomore.
Big body from Kayla there. Just doing what Iowa was trying to do to Baylor and just bounce him out of the way and get up there and score off the rim. Great offensive rebound and put back.
6-0 run for the Bears, and now Baylor called for a foul defensively. It is Markayla Johnson. They were fighting through a screen, and Markayla called for the foul. That's her first, the team's 4th. Baylor has kept Iowa off the board for the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. There's been multiple droughts. Multiple times Baylor has kept them off the board for at least 2 or 3 minutes. But obviously Baylor is struggling on the offensive end as well. But they're up 18-16 as Iowa plays it in from the baseline beneath the basket. Oh, there's a leak out as McCabe gets an open look at a 3, but airballs it. And then Feuerbach going after the offensive rebound, stepped on the baseline. Boy, she leaked out for a wide open 3, but I don't think she was ever square. And she's a good 3-point shooter, McCabe. 41% on the year, but she airballed that one. Baylor with the basketball on an 18-16 lead. Here comes Talia Scott. Catch and shoot 3 from the left side is short. Boy, Nelms nearly had another offensive rebound.
That was the same play.
And you know what? It saves possession for the Bears. So
it does.
It's not an offensive rebound, but just as good as one.
The thing about Nelms, like you said, she's going to have the leverage underneath and can get pounded on the block.
Inbound to the Bears. Scott hands to Van Geitenbeek. Spins it in the corner. Scott is firing threes, and this one is good again. Talia Scott is now 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. Baylor has its biggest lead of the night at 21-16. Feuerbach misses a rush transition 3. Bugs with the rebound. Baylor pushing tempo. Talia Scott bangs off of Feuerbach, pulls up for a mid-range and buries it from the left side of the key.
Oh, Baylor on an 11-0 run now, and all of it has started with Talia Scott getting super hot.
Well, speaking of being super hot, Iowa's angry head coach, Jan Jensen, marches out onto the floor. She is hot out there, angry with what she feels like was a lack of a call at both ends, and she marched all the way out to the top of the three-point arc to let them know. But I guess she knows when to hold back from getting called for a technical foul. Nonetheless, she called a timeout. This is Iowa's first charge timeout. Bears are on an 11-0 run here. And again, Laura, you look, Talia Scott, what can you say? She has 13 of Baylor's 23 points. She has almost as many points as Iowa does combined. And, boy, there's stretches when she gets going, she's hard to stop. Like, you just feel like wherever she shoots it, it's going to go in.
Again, another thing that Baylor wants to do is make sure that you set good screens. And what have they done during the 7-point outburst by Talia Scott, scoring 7 of Baylor's 11 points over this 11-0 run? Baylor has been setting some great screens and popping Talia Scott open, and then Talia just knocking them down.
Good environment here as these two teams take the floor at State Farm Fieldhouse out of the timeout. Iowa with the ball, Baylor with the 23-16 lead. Here's Chitchat Wright. She's been quiet tonight. Gives it outside to Feuerbach. Feuerbach on the drive to the baseline, kicks it in the corner. Stokey is wide open for 3, but she shoots it over everything. Talia Scott grabs the rebound, and here come the Bears. A chance to push their 7-point lead. Scott with a heat check 3, but she missed the pull-up from about 26 feet, and the rebound's out of bounds.
Coach Nikki smiled just a little bit across the way. You know, when you're hot, but that's probably not the shot you wanted. But what are you supposed to say with Talia Scott when she is just on fire?
Iowa with the basketball. Baylor up 23-16, 3:14 to play before halftime. Good position for Hayden. Oh, but a late whistle. She missed the turnaround jumper, but Kayla Nelms was called for the foul, and I think Kayla did foul her, but that whistle came a good few beats after the play was over. So that'll go on Kayla Nelms, her second and the team's 5th, and it will send Hayden to the free throw line. She has yet to attempt a free throw tonight, 62% on the year. Iowa has not scored a point for 4 minutes and 10 seconds, and as Hayden misses the first free throw, that trend continues. Hayden, a 6'4 sophomore. They have a couple of good young post players. One more coming for Hayden, and that one is good. So that ends Baylor's 11-0 run over the last 4 minutes and 10 seconds. But the lead is a half dozen with 3:08 to play here in the opening half of basketball. Talia Scott with it up top. Feuerbach guarding her. Gets downhill, gets inside, and she is fouled. That'll go on Hayden. Hayden's first and the team's second. So the big inside. Oh, I beg your pardon. No, they got the wrong player. That is not Jana Van Geitenbeek with the foul. That I think I've done this before. The PA announcer got mixed up. It happens. That's on Feuerbach. So not on Jana, not on Hayden either. It's on Feuerbach, her second. And the team's second. Jana to play it in, and she looks for Talia Scott. Scott is knocked to the floor by Iowa.
Hayden
that is
just
Hayden
ran
now.
right over Talia Scott.
Bears have scored 11 of the game's last 12 points over the last 4 minutes and 23 seconds.
But let me tell you, it is packed in the paint. It is hard not to go flying backwards inside there. You got to be tough.
Lori, at one point, Baylor was 5 of 19. Now it's 9 of 24. That means the Bears have hit 4 of their last 5 shots. Most of them by Talia Scott, but one of them by Kayla Nelms on that putback. Here is Kyla Abraham getting some instruction from Coach Nikki as they dry the floor off. Iowa fans trying to make some noise here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports as Van Geitenbeek looks to play it in. Hits Talia in the corner. She feeds it up top to Bugs. Bugs quite offensively tonight. Gives it to Markayla Johnson. Markayla wants to put it on the floor. Retreats behind the arc. Swings it to Jana. Can't clear a 3. Good defense there by Iowa's Taylor Strimlow. Shot clock down to 7. Down to 6. Jana gets to the baseline. Circles into the corner. Floats it outside with 2. Talia Scott's going to have to force up a shot, and she doesn't get it off in time. One too many passes there, really. And that's a shot clock violation going back to
Baylor,
Iowa.
when you don't touch the paint until 3 seconds left in the shot clock, and you're not in any kind of shooting position, at that time Baylor couldn't pull off the miracle shot.
Here is Stelke with the basketball, wants to drive inside. Blocked again by Kyla Abraham, and then Stelke comes up a bit awkwardly. She may have landed on Abraham's foot, and I think she accidentally elbowed Abraham as well. Kyla is grimacing over there, but signals that she's all right, and Stelke's going to walk it off. About 9 first-half blocked shots
My goodness.
by the Bears. Boy, Kyla Abraham a little worse for wear after that, but she appears to be okay. And now McCabe is, they're going to play that into McCabe. She sets her feet, and this time carries the 3.
Yeah, you can't just leave that. Those are the kinds of shooters, if they pop out at the top and get a little bit of space, they can knock them down, and McCabe makes it a 3-point game.
That cuts Baylor's lead in half. Here's Van Geitenbeek, perimeter right, with the right-hand dribble, calls for Talia to come get it, then has the ball knocked away. Janice stumbles and falls as she picks it up. Bodies all over the floor. Iowa comes out of there with it. It's a steal for the Hawkeyes. Here's Wright for 3, and she ties the game and then screams at Dariana Littlepage Buggs as she looks at her all the way down the floor. Iowa on a 7-0 run. Bears trying to kind of find their rhythm again. Here's Buggs getting up to Markayla Johnson as the Iowa fans are now making noise here. Talia Scott, step back long 2. No, that is a 3, and it's good. Talia Scott has 16 first-half points, and the Bears are back up by 3. Here's McCabe with it. She had a 3 a moment ago. They've got a new player in right now. We'll reset that in just a moment. That's Houston in there. Up top it is Strimlow. Strimlow to the free throw line, knocks Talia Scott to the floor, then pops a mid-range jumper, can't get it to fall. Buggs claims the contested rebound. Baylor with the ball, a minute to go first half, up 26-23. Jen around a screen, gets downhill, circles back outside, gives it up top to Buggs. Buggs to the baseline, backs to the basket, kicks it outside to Markayla Johnson, unloads a 3. It's online but too strong, and there's Hayden with the rebound. Baylor with the 26-23 lead, under a minute to play in the first half. Here is Iowa with the basketball. It is Chit Chat Wright, who hit a 3 a moment ago and was chirping at Dariana Littlepage Buggs. With the dribble behind the back, we're down to 30 seconds to play in the first half. And
Abraham can't use your fan. I think the Baylor's so good at that. With that, Abraham is able to take 2 steps and get out so quickly, but that time just caught her with the hand.
Well, that's Kyla's 3rd first-half foul. That's going to bring Kayla Nelms back in. And it sends Chit Chat Wright to the free throw line. Yes, Chit Chat Wright. She is 7 of 8 from the free throw line this season. So, unlikely to miss a free throw. The first one is good. Georgia Tech transfer in her first year with the Hawkeyes. One more free throw coming, and it is good. That cuts the Baylor lead to 1. Bears can play for the last shot of the first half. 27 seconds remaining here. Iowa scored the first 7 points. The Bears went on an 11-0 run, and it's a 1-point game at the moment. Talia Scott dribbling near midcourt. Chit Chat Wright applying pressure. We're down to 15 seconds to go. Baylor weaving with the basketball at the top of the arc. Markayla Johnson puts it on the floor with 9, with 8. Gives it off to Buggs. Buggs hits Markayla Johnson with a pass with 5, with 4. She gets inside. She's off balance. Bounces it to Nelms, who flips it in as the first half comes to a close. Think some relieved looks on the faces of the Baylor coaches over there. That possession did not look promising, and yet at the last moment, the freshman Nelms took a little feed from Markayla Johnson. The freshman Markayla Johnson fed Nelms, who calmly and deftly floated it in.
You know, Kayla Nelms is just as chill as they come when it comes to her getting the basketball, that offensive rebound and putback that she got, and then she just calmly took that ball, flipped it in right there at the buzzer, and Baylor up by 3 at half.
28-25 is our halftime score. Our Nissan halftime report is coming up next. We'll have stats. We'll look at other scores around the nation on this busy day. Lori, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm guessing you might mention that soccer score again a little bit later on.
Yes, of course we will. Absolutely. That will be our lead story.
Okay, so stay tuned for stats and that score and many others on the Nissan halftime report after this. We're at State Farm Fieldhouse at ESPN's Wide World of Sports at the Walt Disney World Resort Complex. Baylor 28, Iowa 25 in this top 20 matchup of two undefeated teams at halftime on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray! To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa, tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey!
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show. Brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at State Farm Fieldhouse at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World, where Baylor is playing Iowa in the State Farm WBCA Showcase. At intermission, 7th-ranked Baylor leads 19th-ranked Iowa by a score of 28-25. As we welcome you into the Nissan Halftime Report, Nissan, innovation that excites. Let's take a look at first half stats now. First team numbers, Baylor is actually out shooting Iowa 41% to 26%. The Cyclones have taken seven more shots than the Bears, but hit 2 fewer. They're at 33% they're at 26% from the field. Baylor 41%. Iowa 3 of 9 beyond the arc. Baylor at just 4 of 16 from downtown. 3 of their 4 shots from beyond the arc have been nailed by Talia Scott. Free throws, Baylor 2 of 4. Iowa 4 of 7. Baylor's turned it over 8 times. Iowa 7. And the Hawkeyes have outscored Baylor 9-3 off of those miscues. Iowa with the edge on the boards as well, thanks to a 10-3 lead on the offensive glass. However, Baylor has matched them in second chance points. They each have 7 apiece. Baylor with 5 assists on 11 field goals. That is very un-Baylor-like. Iowa with 8 assists on 9 field goals. For the Hawkeyes, they are led by Ava Hayden. She has 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. 5 points apiece for Chit Chat Wright and Hannah Stelke. But Stelke is 2 of 9 from the floor. And as you look at those numbers, you see that 9 of 34. You can keep in your back pocket that of those 34 shots, Baylor has blocked 9 of them. That means that Baylor has blocked as many shots as have found the basket for Iowa here this evening. So those are the individual numbers for the Cyclones, for the Hawkeyes rather. For the Bears, well, Talia Scott's the story. 16 points on 6 of 11 shooting, 3 of 8 from downtown. She's got 2 rebounds as well. No one else on the team has more than 4. And if I told you it was Kayla Nelms, you might not believe that, but that is true. Nelms has 4 points on, she's taken 2 shots, made them both, to go along with 2 rebounds. 3 points for Yu Ting Dong on 1 of 2 shooting. 2 points for Bella Fauntleroy. 1 for Jana Van Geitenbeek. Jana has 2 assists along with Markayla Johnson. Bugs had only took 2 field goals in the first half. She did not hit. She does have, though, a game-high 6 rebounds. Lori, a quick analysis of those stats. Got to say, Baylor's ability to block shots has been good. The defense has been good. If Baylor had been able to get anything going offensively at all, you might be talking about a little more comfortable lead. Still, if this defense can continue into the second half, you feel like it's going to be close even if Baylor does struggle offensively.
Yeah, and how important was it for Kyla Abraham to come in the game, for Kayla Nelms to come in the game? They were absolutely needed, and why? Because Bella Fauntleroy's had to sit for a long time after picking up 2 fouls. She's too valuable to put back in there, but Baylor was able to account for itself pretty well there in the first half, being able to absorb some of that loss from Bella Fauntleroy, especially on the defensive end.
Baylor 28, Iowa 25. That's our score at intermission. This is the Nissan Halftime Report, brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Baylor soccer has a pretty positive outcome today. Baylor volleyball is in action, and there's plenty going on. Women's college basketball. Lori will have more on that when we return to State Farm Fieldhouse in Kissimmee, Florida. After this, it's the Nissan Halftime Report. Nissan, innovation that excites. And we'll be back with more after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/Go Gold. Sic 'em Bears.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Nissan Halftime Show. Nissan, innovation that excites. Lori Fogelman and Derek Smith on the Baylor Sports Media Network. We're courtside at the State Farm Fieldhouse at Walt Disney World Resort Complex at the half. Baylor leads Iowa 28-25 in the second game of tonight's WBCA Showcase. First, here on our halftime show, we're going to head to South Bend, Indiana. Congratulations to Baylor soccer. They defeated fourth-seeded Wisconsin today, 1-0. So Michelle Leonard's Bears advance to the Sweet 16 for the fourth time in program history. They will play not Notre Dame, but Ohio State, an upset winner today over the host Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Bears and the Buckeyes Sunday at 1 o'clock in South Bend. Again, congratulations to Baylor soccer. Back to the Farrell Center at home in Waco. It's the final home game for Baylor volleyball. They're up over Texas Tech 2-1. They're in the fourth, and the Bears lead 23-21. Several games in Big 12 women's basketball tonight. We'll start with a final in Morgantown as number 23 West Virginia is victorious over Appalachian State 80-51. Gia Cook had 19 points to lead the Mountaineers. Number 10 TCU hosting Tarleton State, and the Horned Frogs get a 77-32 win over Tarleton, led by Marta Suarez, who had 20 points for the Horned Frogs. Number 12 Iowa State at Drake tonight. The Cyclones win 87-60. Iowa State had 6 players in double figures, led by Audie Crooks, who had 22 points. Cincinnati was visiting Ball State, and the home Cardinals beat the Bearcats tonight 83-63. Texas Tech defeats Mississippi State 69-62. Bailey Maupin led Texas Tech with 17 points and 9 rebounds. Houston downed UT Rio Grande Valley in Edinburgh tonight. The Cougars prevail 65-63 as Jay Jones hits a layup at the buzzer to win for the Houston Cougars. And our score here at the half, Baylor leads Iowa 28-25. We'll be back in just a moment for the second half of this one. And let us tell you, Baylor volleyball victorious tonight over Texas Tech. They win 3-1. So congratulations to Baylor volleyball as well as Baylor soccer. Again, at the half, Baylor up by 3, 28-25 over Iowa. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Len and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
You've been listening to the Nissan Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Lidman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears. As we rejoin Derek Smith live from the booth, bringing you the second half of action and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It is just about that time to get things going in the second half. 7th ranked and undefeated Baylor with a 28-25 lead over 19th ranked and undefeated Iowa. One of those teams will be knocked out of the ranks of the undefeated in the next 20 minutes, pending an overtime period, but we'll see about that as Baylor gets a turnover on the defensive end to start things off as Feuerbach's bounce pass was short and it was grabbed by Talia Scott. Scott finds Buggs, who knocks right to the floor on a screen. Buggs sends it out to Jana, who floats in a three from the right side, and that's a good start for the Bears on the offensive end, doubling their lead to 31-25.
Yeah, and an assist from Little Paige Buggs, who, again, popped her open with a screen.
Here's Chit Chat Wright with the ball in the corner. Talia Scott guarding her. Right hand dribble by Wright on the drive. Gets inside, got a step and missed the running shot, but a late whistle bails her out, and a foul called on Talia Scott from behind. That's Scott's first, the team's first. Wright is staying on the ground for a little bit. Slow to get up. Original starters on the floor for both teams. For the Bears, Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Buggs, and KJ. For Iowa, it is Wright who continues to lay prone on the floor out there with McCabe, Feuerbach, Hayden, and one other player out there for the Hawkeyes, and that is Jasmine Houston, or Journey Houston, I beg your pardon. So not original starters out there on the floor as Stelke was still on the bench, and boy, I wonder. It looks like Wright hurt worse than we realized. It looked like she was kind of bumped from behind on the way to the basket, and maybe you just never know. Did she land on her head funny? Did she, and it's not fair to speculate. We don't know, but obviously you think when there's not a lot of contact and she's not holding her knee, or some ankle or something like that, if perhaps she got the wind knocked out of her, or if or if the the blow was in such a way that she landed funny, and so. It's become very quiet in here as the trainers attend to Chit Chat Wright, and that may even be, a family member coming out of the stands to just take a look at her as she continues to remain on the ground. And again, she saw a window to the bucket, missed as she was driving in for a shot that fell off. Late whistle. I think she was bumped from behind by Talia Scott, and obviously she is in more pain than we might have thought. The Bears have moved back over to their bench and are kind of looking over their shoulders to make sure that she's all right as they visit with Coach Nicky and defensive coordinator Tony Green. And I'm telling you what, Scott just is. Chit Chat Wright is just laying there with her hand on her head, and her head coach Jan Jensen attending to her along with the trainer and again perhaps a family member, and I think they signaled that at least if we're reading that right, Lori, that maybe she landed and hit her face on the floor, and so she remains just laying there on the floor, and now slowly raises her head up, and they're going to help her to her feet to the applause of the crowd and the Baylor bench. Lori, I know, I haven't played, we've all fallen down. I can't imagine what it's like falling the way some of these athletes do in basketball or any sport, and you just never know as she's helped to her feet. You just never know when someone lands how that's going to go, and she is taking her time. Looks like they've taken a shoe off of her, and she is walking off under her own power, which is good. And now they give her her shoe back. But, I don't know if we're going to see her open. Now she is slowing down. And, boy, she must have really, just hit in such a way that, I think woozy would be the word, a little uncertain as she walks off. And they're going to, a couple of the probably some of the men from the Dream Team are going to help her off the floor. Tough deal. You hope that she is all right. I mean, I don't know when it's something like that if we'll see her the rest of this game or not, or, whether it's precautionary or whether there's tests they want to do. But she hit the floor hard. And now Taylor Strimlow is going to check in for her, the freshman from Wisconsin, and she's going to shoot the free throws in her place. And Strimlow misses the first free throw. Well, you hope that Chit-Chat Wright is all right. And she is back in the locker room. Strimlow missed the first, hit the second. The Baylor lead is 5, 31-26. 40 seconds into the second half. Here comes Baylor with the basketball. Van Geitenbeek hit a three a moment ago. She dribbles to the left side of the arc, swings it in the corner. Bella hasn't hit a three yet, and this one was a little bit too strong. And in this case, Houston outfights Bugs for the rebound. Strimlow up top to McCabe, has it knocked away, but Strimlow chases it down. Strimlow bounces it to Houston at the free throw line. She fakes a shot, gets Bugs off her feet, but then misses the right-hand push. Rebound loose on the floor. Bugs throws it off of Hayden, and it's out of bounds to the Bears.
Well, Bugs is doing a lot of the hard work right now. The points haven't come, but she is active on the floor.
Yeah, she is. She's always all over the place. And she's one of those players who last year the stats were there every game. I think it's just going to look different this year. With, I think there will be some games where she dominates, and I think for any player out there, you can't count on as many shots as you saw last year.
But what you're seeing from her right now, she doesn't have any fouls, and that's a good thing because Baylor needs her to eat up the boards.
90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Here's Talia Scott with the basketball. Puts it on the floor, wants to drive. In a crowd. Oh, she is hit. There's no whistle. She waits anyway and floats it in the middle of four players. She got hit in the face. There was no whistle. Now in transition, Iowa fakes a three as the Baylor lead is 7. Here's Feuerbach with the basketball. Bounces inside to Houston. Finds a cutting Hayden for 2-0. And then a touch foul that was unnecessary to boot will give the Hawkeyes a chance at a three-point play. I think that was Kirsten Johnson in at the last moment there, and she gets called for a touch foul, her first, team's second, and it sends Hayden to the line where she'll try to complete a three-point play. Lori, 18 points now for Talia Scott. She got hit in the face. There was no whistle. She was surrounded by 4 Hawkeyes as Hayden hits the free throw and just decided to float it in over him and did so a moment ago.
Well, she doesn't ever lose her cool no matter what happens. She still maintained possession of the ball.
Baylor with the ball and a 4-point lead. Jenna Van Geitenbeek has it top of the arc. They're going to swing it around to KJ. Hands it off to Talia Scott, aggressively guarded by Feuerbach. Awkward shot, and she couldn't get it to fall. She wanted a whistle, didn't get it. She flipped it off the back iron, and it bounced high in the air and then fell off. Here's the Hawkeyes with the basketball. They trail the Bears 33-29. Feuerbach on the dribble. Bounces to Hayden, puts it on the floor, gets inside, misses the runner. Bella Fauntleroy with the rebound. Feeds it to Talia Scott as Feuerbach, a tenacious defender, came running up on her, but Talia was able to hold on to it. Nice move to circle beneath the basket. Kicks it in the corner. Jenna, a good look at a three, but it's left a bit short. Rebound batted around. Bella Fauntleroy gets it, and she's fouled on the putback attempt.
I was about to have a fit because I was thinking, what? There was definitely contact on Bella going up, but a big offensive rebound for Bella Fauntleroy. Iowa fans behind us didn't like it, but that's a good call.
That is on Strimlow. It's her first, and it's the team's first here of this second quarter. Now, Lori, you said you're about to get upset if they didn't call it. The counterpoint is the Iowa fan behind us who said that was embarrassing that you called that. So I'm going to side with you, but, maybe you and him could host we're here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports. Maybe you and them could host a debate show.
Yeah,
clickbait,
maybe so.
Outrageous claims, things of that nature as Bella hits the first free throw.
I think I was right on that one
because
I had
right
a good angle, and so did the official.
Bella wasn't going to short that badly unless she was hacked or bumped in some way.
Well, she was outnumbered in the middle there as Bella knocks down both free throws, and she's been really outstanding from the free throw line this year. a real comeback from her performance last year at the free throw line. So she's obviously worked really hard at it. And Baylor gets another hand on the basketball on Hayden.
Hayden missed the shot, and here come the Bears. Bella Fauntleroy comes out of there with the rebound. Talia Scott with a hesitation move, and then she is knocked off course and loses the ball out of bounds. She was bumped, but maybe not fouled, but she was bumped and lost the ball. She came down a little awkwardly, and I don't think she is feeling quite as good as she wants to, limping just a bit, and now she seems to be okay. Baylor 35, Iowa 29, 7 minutes to play in this third quarter. Here is Strimlow with it. Their point guard, Chit-Chat Wright, exited the game with an apparent head injury. Strimlow with the left-hand dribble, swings it to McCabe, flips it right back to Strimlow. Around the Hayden screen, Kaylin Elms is now in for the Bears. She picks her up defensively, bounce to McCabe along the right baseline, kick out to Strimlow, back to Hayden. Oh, Kaylin Elms stood her ground, but a foul is called. Kayla put her hands straight up. Now Coach Nikki has her hands up in the air as if to ask what it was that they saw. Obviously, they felt like there was too much contact there, but Nelms is called for the foul. We'll get another look at it in just a moment here. They play it in. I think it looks like she went straight up, but Nelms was called for the foul. That's her third, the team's third, and at the free throw line is Hayden. Hayden hit a free throw a moment ago and hits one here to make it 35-30 in favor of the Bears. Talia Scott will get a breather. Markayla Johnson is back in. One more free throw is coming, and it's good. And it looks like Stelke, who didn't start the second half, she was trying to walk something off in the corner. Looks like she's all right. And she gets a hand from the Iowa crowd, and we've got a timeout of some sort on the floor. And I'm not sure what the call is. Coach Nikki is arguing with the officials across the way. What's that delay about?
I'm not sure.
But the coaching staff took the opportunity to
let
them know what they thought about that call on Kaylin Elms.
We're with you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach Nikki, and reinforcements from Coach Tony. Baylor 35, Iowa 31. Bears with possession, 6:35 to play third quarter. Here's Jenna Van Guydenbeek putting it on the floor, swinging it to the top of the key to Buggs, looking for her first field goal, but not at the moment. She gives it off to Markayla Johnson. Dribbles to the right elbow, misses the shot, and Kaylin Nelms is called for a foul going after the rebound. And for Kayla Nelms, that's going to be foul number 4.
You know, Kayla could take up space in the middle. She was there for that offensive rebound. Now, I didn't see if there was the contact beforehand, but that's what the officials saw. And Kayla didn't like that. We don't see a lot of emotion out of Kayla Nelms, but I think she may have a case.
And Coach Nikki is pleading that case as the officials make their way down the floor. Iowa on a mini run here after the Bears had opened up a 7-point lead. It's a 4-point Baylor lead now. Strimlow fires in the post. Stelke with position, has her shot blocked. Oh, and a late foul is called on Bella Fauntleroy. Boy, every one of these calls is late, for one thing, which doesn't mean they're not accurate, but adds to the frustration. 2, it looked like Bella got all ball there and was called for the foul, and that's going to be her third. Here's a look at it, and maybe a little bit of contact, but not a lot. And also Strimlow pushed off on her.
There have been a lot of blocks tonight for all of a sudden for those to be called fouls instead.
Agreed. That's the third foul called on Bella. And now Stelke, I beg your pardon, not Strimlow, hits the first free throw. One more is coming, and that's no good. Buggs swoops in for the rebound. It's a 35-32 Baylor lead.
Buggs has 8 rebounds, and again, just glad that she's still on the floor.
Jenna Van Guydenbeek dribbles into the paint, kicks it outside. Markayla Johnson has it on the left wing to the free throw line, finds Buggs for a mid-range jumper, back rim, no. And Hayden grabs the rebound. Iowa could pull it within 1 or tie it with a 3 here, just about halfway through this third quarter. Strimlow running point with Chit-Chat Wright out. Strimlow hooks it to Hayden. She's going to try a mid-range jumper and got a friendly roll. It was short, but a soft touch, and it falls through. Baylor with the basketball and a 1-point lead. Kyla Abraham back in playing with 3 fouls. Foul trouble is a thing for the Bears right now. Here's Markayla Johnson to the free throw line. Sends it back out beyond the arc to Van Geitenbeek. Abraham up to set a screen. Jana outside to Bella Fauntleroy. Crowd trying to get into it. A whistle as Bella drives and a foul on the Hawkeyes.
Well, if they didn't foul, Bella was going right in for an easy layup.
That's going to be on Kylie Feuerbach, her third and the team's second. Baylor right now, foul trouble is an issue. 4 on Nelms, 3 on Abraham and Fauntleroy.
Talia Scott's back in to replace Jana Van Geitenbeek.
She plays it in on the right baseline to Markayla Johnson. Halfway through the third quarter, Baylor with the ball and a 1-point lead. Talia Scott takes the handoff, tries a mid-range jumper. It's too strong off the back rim. McCabe with the uncontested rebound, and now Iowa could reclaim the lead. 4:53 to play, third quarter. Feuerbach puts it on the floor, finds a little space, gets to the right block, bounces it to Hayden. A jumper with the hand in her face is no good, and then Buggs, as she grabs the rebound, is fouled from behind by Hayden. That's Hayden's second foul and the team's third, and it brings us to our third quarter media timeout. Baylor has gone 2.5 minutes without a point. They've missed their last 5 field goals, and at the moment they're maintaining a 1-point lead. 35-34. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different, Bank Central, Central National Bank. Bears by 1 over Iowa. We'll come back to Kissimmee, Florida right after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor with a 1-point lead in this top 20 matchup in the State Farm WBCA Showcase. 35 points for the Bears, 34 for the Hawkeyes. Right now, Ava Hayden leads the way for Iowa. She's got 14. Talia Scott has 18 for the Bears. And Lori, Baylor has not received a favorable whistle here in this third quarter. And certainly the coaching staff has let the officials know how they feel about that. Maybe even a little frustration on the Bears' parts as well. And you've got some players who you want to be able to go all out defensively who may have to be a tad more tentative in Bella Fauntleroy and Kyle Abraham. And in Kayla Nelms, who has given the Bears a really good game when she got called for a couple of at best questionable fouls. And so right now you just sort of have to weather this period, and you'd like to see if some of the veterans like Dariana Little-Page Buggs or Talia Scott, a veteran, albeit new to the Bears, can really step up here.
And you certainly hope so. You've got, also the freshman Markayla Johnson, who's out there, hasn't been able to hit a shot yet, but has a couple of assists. And they try to get her to come off that screen, and she's got that beautiful pull-up jumper right there at the free throw line, and it just has not dropped in yet. But she plays those incredibly valuable minutes for Baylor, and you've got to have that, because you need to give Jana a breather for a minute, just like they did with Talia Scott. And just again, you got to weather it. You hope maybe that Buggs may be the one who can take some of that pressure off. She doesn't have any fouls yet, but boy, does she has 9 big rebounds for Baylor, and anytime that Baylor needs a big rebound, Buggs is there.
Well, no points for Buggs, but she's only taken 3 field goal attempts.
But she is. I would love to see on the film just how many good screens that she has set for her teammates.
Baylor with the basketball out of the timeout. Here's Talia Scott accelerating to the left perimeter, feeds it down low to Fauntleroy, but she's shoots it too hard. Offensive rebound there to Dariana Littlepage Buggs. Finds Markayla Johnson for a second look chance. Her three too strong. Abraham keeps it alive by tipping another offensive rebound to Buggs. And now the Bears have an opportunity for some third chance points. Talia Scott dribbles to the left wing. Wants to drive inside on Stokue. Stays with her. Scott, a tough shot. Can't get it to fall. Rebound tipped by Abraham and controlled by Strimlow. Feeds it ahead to, that is McCabe. Now back to Strimlow. Strimlow puts it on the floor. Feeds it to Feuerbach. Iowa with the ball. Baylor with a 1-point lead. Feuerbach drives inside. Shoots it too hard. Rebound is tipped. And a foul called on the Bears. Or did Baylor just tick it out of bounds?
I think the ball was just knocked out of bounds, and I thought for a minute there that it may have gone into the hands of Buggs, who was standing out, but I don't think that's what happened.
Baylor clinging.
That is what happened, excuse me.
Baylor clinging to 1-point lead. Iowa will play it in from the baseline. They find McCabe. Catch and shoot three is short. Rebound is tipped. Markayla Johnson takes it down and then is bodied by Strimlow. That's just bad luck for Strimlow. Lori, did the basketball find you? There it is.
It did.
Here you go. Here you go, Buggs. Buggs of Central National Bank commercial fame over to retrieve the basketball from us here at the radio table.
It's fun to listen to Buggs and Bella and Jana in that spot.
Lori, I thought you had the rebound there for a second. Here is Talia Scott on the drive off the inbound. She gets inside, had room, and she's fouled.
I didn't have a good angle on the rebound.
I had a better look at it than you did. Once it was under our table here, it was.
And Talia she took the brunt of that foul.
Well, Talia Scott fouled by Feuerbach, and that's her fourth foul. Lori, that could be big. Feuerbach doesn't average a lot of points, 5 per game, but she's a very good defender.
Tough.
She's tough.
I mean,
yeah.
That's why Scott ended up on the ground.
And Scott is.
Yeah, I think they're
actually
going to go look at this
to see if it's a shooting.
Yes,
okay.
to see if it's a shooting foul. I think because of the to see what kind of foul
it was
may
too
be.
aggressive. Let's see. See if we can get a look at the replay here. Oh, and Talia Scott, her reaction was that she got hit in the face, and boy, then Kyla Abraham came sailing in and tripped over her to boot. And they're taking a look to see if this was a foul of the flagrant variety, and we'll see if we can get another look at it. That gives both players from both teams a chance to visit with their respective coaches here. And this is actually going to be another third quarter media timeout. I want to say thanks to those of you who are watching on our NextLink Courtside Cam. We appreciate it. Courtside Cam brought to you by NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll be back here in Orlando after this. Baylor 35, Iowa 34, 3:37 to play third quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, officials here at State Farm Fieldhouse in Kissimmee, the Orlando area, are talking after reviewing a play that took place a moment ago. They're looking to see whether or not a foul called on Kylie Feuerbach was just a garden variety foul or whether it was flagrant. And so they're talking things through. And you know, Laura, we didn't get a good replay look because ESPN went to commercial. So hopefully we'll get another. ESPN2 went to commercial. Hopefully we'll get another look at it to see here soon. But they're taking some time to to talk this through. And it's big. This is a 1-point game. It's been close throughout. It's either, just a garden variety foul on for Talia Scott to go to the line, or it's free throws and possession. And now they're telling coaches from both teams what's taking place. They're going to go over and tell the broadcast crew from ESPN2 next to us, but no one comes over to tell us.
I saw flagrant one is what it looked like.
Did you get some good lip reading there?
That's what I tried to do,
All
but
right,
that's what I
good work.
could swear I saw.
I think you're right. Yep, that's what I think they just told Mike Omada. Free throws and then the ball out of bounds. So this is going to be a flagrant.
Talia went sprawling, and she was, holding the side of her head. She just got, banged around the eye area. And sometimes you never know whether that, you just take some incidental contact or whether it truly was a flagrant one foul.
Well, they haven't announced it officially yet, but we all saw what we saw here. I think there's a crowd of Iowa fans behind us. I think they're going to come back from commercial here, and we're going to see these fans.
Yeah, they've got signs
us.
and kids, and that's a good
fine.
one to show.
No problem there. Oh yeah, there you go, Lori. They're on TV there. Yep, coming back from break here, but. We have a flagrant one foul called on Kylie Fierbach. And, there was a push there. Here you go. Here's a look at it, Lori, as Talia goes to the free throw line.
Oh, yeah.
She just really came down without really I mean, you could say she was playing for the ball, but she really played more for her face. First free throw good by Talia Scott.
And that snaps Baylor's scoring drought of 3 minutes and 44 seconds. They still haven't hit a free throw or a field goal. They're 0 of their last 8.
Both foul shots are good by Talia Scott. She's played 5 games as a Bear. She scored 20 in every one of them. That gives the Bears a 3-point lead. And, Lori, long way to go. 13 and a half minutes in this game. But it feels like if you could kind of push it to a 2-score lead here again, that would be big. Take advantage of the window that they cracked open for you with that flagrant foul. Bella has it, swings it right side to Markayla Johnson. Johnson puts it on the floor, pushes it back outside, and now Fauntleroy has it. Her pass is tipped, but it's chased down by Talia Scott. She steps into a 3, back iron, no. Offensive rebound, Bugs, and she's fouled on her way back up by Emily Rodriguez. Free throws are forthcoming for Bugs, trying to dent the scoring column for the first time tonight.
That's the thing about Bugs. Again, slips underneath on the other side of the basket after the 3-ball miss from Scott and pulls down that offensive rebound. I thought she was going to get back up and be able to put that one in, but was denied because of the foul.
11 rebounds now for Bugs. Her first free throw is too strong. One more coming. Our Kissimmee correspondent Colin Pirtle tells us this is her 45th game having reached double-digit rebounds. One more coming for Bugs. She missed the first and the second. Missed opportunity there for the Bears. Stelke grabs the rebound, gives it off to Strimlow, circles to the left side of the floor. Baylor by 3, Iowa with possession. Emily Rodriguez, transfer from UCF here in the Orlando area. Dribbling out along the right sideline, around a screen, looks to get downhill, takes it inside and finishes with the left hand.
Well, you saw both Kyla and Bella had to lay off of her, and I think that's Rodriguez knew exactly what to do with the basketball.
Yeah, and that's where some of those foul calls impact the game here. Talia Scott swings it cross court to Bella Fauntleroy. Catch and shoot 3 in and out. Rebound hits the floor. Grabbed by McCabe. Iowa with the ball and a chance to take the lead. Baylor by 1. It's Strimlow stepping into a 3 and knocks it down.
Boy, you cannot lose Strimlow. She's a freshman, and that's what she is. She's a shooter, and she just stepped into an uncontested 3.
Here's Jana Van Geitenbeek. The Bears looking to answer. Bella passes inside to Kyla Abraham. The ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bears. Abraham is playing with 3 personal fouls, as is Bella Fauntleroy. Yuteng Dong prepares to check back in.
Well, Baylor is still looking for a basket. The last time they had a bucket, 8:26. So right at the beginning of this third quarter. And so well over 6 minutes without a basket from the floor. Baylor's 0 of its last 10.
Baylor floats the inbounds to Abraham. Dongan now for the first time. She fumbles the pass away. Luckily, Jana Van Geitenbeek is there to clean up and grab it. Feeds it ahead to Talia Scott. Unloads a 3, no good. Stelke with the rebound. Right now it feels like Baylor's offense is predicated on whether or not she is making shots. Oh, good defense there by Kyla Abraham. She stepped into a passing lane and knocked the entry pass into the post away. It's stolen by Talia Scott. Under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Baylor with the ball down 2. A lazy pass, luckily grabbed by Scott. Jana Van Geitenbeek now has it on the wing. They floated at the free throw line to Fauntleroy, whose turnaround jumper is online.
Boy, I thought it was there just at the back of the rim and pops out. Baylor again just cannot find the bottom of the basket. No field goals in the last 6 minutes and 45 seconds.
90 seconds to play in the third quarter. Iowa with the ball and a 2-point lead. Rodriguez puts it on the floor. Thought she had a mid-range jumper, but Baylor got back defensively. Rodriguez gets it back. 7 seconds to shoot. Down to 5. She tries to feed it in the post. It's knocked away and stolen by Kyla Abraham. Here come the Bears once again. Down by 2, 1:08 to play in the third. Jana unloads outside to Talia Scott. Back to Van Geitenbeek right side. Back to Scott. Iowa harassing on defense right now. Scott puts it on the floor, gets inside, throws on the brakes, kicks it out to Bella. 3 from up top is online, but too short again. Rebound is grabbed by McKay. Baylor's getting some decent looks, but they're not hitting them. And with under a minute to play in the third, Iowa has the ball and a 2-point lead. Rodriguez dribbling and handing off to Strimlow. Van Geitenbeek guarding her, stays with her around a Stelke screen. Strimlow gets inside. Jenna nearly strips the basketball, but Strimlow maintains possession and lays it in. Iowa with a 4-point lead. They've outscored the Bears 16-9 here in the third quarter. And it's got their fans on their feet here in Kissimmee. Baylor can play for the last shot. We're down to 14 seconds to play in the third. Talia Scott with the basketball. Right-hand dribble. Jana over to get it. Jana nearly fouled. Drives inside to the free throw line. Jumper is good. 3 seconds to play here in the third quarter. It'll be Strimlow unloading from midcourt. It's offline. And as we head to the fourth quarter, it is a 2-point game. Iowa 41, Baylor 39. Iowa hit their last 3 field goals. Baylor just one of their last 14, and that's what saw a 7-point Baylor lead evaporate to a 2-point Iowa lead as we head to the fourth quarter. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Fourth quarter straight ahead here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Hey Baylor fans, game day experiences for the 2025 football season are on sale now. Fans can purchase exclusive experiences online, including on-field photos, sideline access during warm-ups, tunnel access during the team runout, an in-game radio booth experience with the voice of the Bears, a birthday bash, and much more. There is limited availability per game, so purchase your experience today at BaylorBears.com/group experiences to lock in your one-of-a-kind game day experience today.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Alongside Lori Fogelman, Garrett Smith here with you as we start the fourth quarter at State Farm Fieldhouse at the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Walt Disney World. Baylor trails Iowa by 2 as we head to the fourth quarter, 41-39. Both these teams undefeated. Baylor ranked number 7, Iowa ranked number 19, and Lori, Baylor just didn't get the shots to fall in the third quarter. They were 3 of 17 from the field, and really it's been, so far you look, Baylor in the first quarter was 4 of 12. In the second quarter, they were 7 of 15, so much better. But then in the third, just 3 of 17. So you hope that trend continues into the fourth and it picks back up. But some good looks just didn't fall. And right now it feels like Baylor's success is predicated on whether or not Talia Scott makes shots or not. Someone else has to step up and make sure that there's another variable.
Yeah, I was glad to see Jana be able to hit that pull-up jumper. Baylor's been able to score the last bucket of all 3 quarters so far, and that was the first field goal that Baylor had in over 8 minutes there in the third quarter. They scored the first bucket of the third quarter and got another basket about a minute later. But then after that, not until Jana's final shot that Baylor was able to get scoring. But I think that's a positive play, obviously, for Baylor to give them just a little bit of momentum going in. They can rest for a little bit, and Coach Nikki can help reset them, refocus them, see if we can get some more shots to fall.
Well, as we get ready for that, Lori, got to say thanks to the Baylor men's and women's tennis teams who are here in attendance up there. They are playing some preseason tournaments here in the Orlando area, and they came out here to support the Bears today. We certainly appreciate that and wish them the best of luck. Coach Michael Woodson for the men, Coach Joey Scribano for the women. I mean, those are two great programs there, and we appreciate them taking some time here to be with us here at the State Farm Fieldhouse.
Absolutely. We can use some more Bear fans, and we'll just take them however we can get them.
Fourth quarter begins with Baylor on offense. Jana Van Geitenbeek, Talia Scott, Yuting Dong, Bella Fauntleroy, and Kyla Abraham are on the floor. Bears down by 2, 41-39. Dong with the dribble, spins it middle of the floor to Abraham, lobs it in the post to Bella, and Bella is fouled from behind by Emily Rodriguez. Kind of had a hand wrapping around her there, and Rodriguez is hit with her second foul.
That was interesting.
First.
That foul came before Bella even got the ball. I think that shows you just how close she was to being inside that inner circle to be able to score.
Jana swings it in the corner. Here's a catch and shoot three. Talia likes that one. She loves that shot from the corner, and she hits. Another assist off an inbounds from Jana to Talia, and Baylor is back in front, 42-41. Rodriguez with the basketball around a Stolke screen. Gets downhill, angling left side. Now Bella cuts her off, taking over for Dong. It's Rodriguez, left side of the floor now, beyond the arc. 10 seconds to shoot. She wants to drive. Bella Fauntleroy's there. She leans into Bella, knocks her to the floor, and that's an offensive foul.
All right, Coach Tony Green has to be happy. He said, what do we want you to do? We want you to get a charge. And nobody better to do that for Baylor than one Bella Fauntleroy. Big play there, and a big chance that she took, but she was able to set her feet and get the charge.
Baylor with the ball and a 1-point lead. Here's Talia Scott finding Bella Fauntleroy. Her pass is tipped. Jana comes over to save it, though. Van Geitenbeek has it. Top of the floor, spins it outside to Scott. We're down to 12 seconds to shoot. Oh, a tough pass inside traffic there, and Kyla can't hold it, but it's going to stay with the Bears. I think that was a case where Talia put Kyla in a tough spot, and luckily was last touched by Iowa as Feuerbach, playing with 4 fouls, returns for Rodriguez.
Baylor will have 9 seconds on the shot clock here.
Van Geitenbeek to play it in from the baseline. Swings it in the corner. Yuting Dong has it, gives it back to Jana, who comes to get the pass. 5 seconds to shoot. Oh, she's knocked down, and Strimlow steals it. Strimlow bounces to a cutting Hayden, who has her shot blocked by Dong. And here come the Bears. Did she have her hand through the bucket? I'm not sure.
Well, she got in the way. We could definitely say that.
I'll take it one way or the other. Here's Dong. Catch and shoot. 3 too strong. And Hayden grabs the rebound. Well, how about Dong with the block? Here comes Iowa the other way. Baylor with the 1-point edge. Here is Stelke kicking it back out to Feuerbach. She's got Dong on her. Defense is not Dong's strength, but she's working on it. Here's McCabe with the ball on the right side of the floor. 12 seconds to shoot. Hand off to Strimlow. Oh, she's open off the dribble and gives Iowa the lead back with a 3.
Boy, I think every one of us said you got to recognize who's on the floor and just can't let Strimlow knock down those threes. She just was wide open.
Under 8 minutes to play. Here's Talia Scott, perimeter left. Finds Bella Fauntleroy at the free throw line. Fakes a shot. Drives inside, partially blocked. Ball grabbed, though, by Abraham, and she's fouled. Abraham fought for the loose ball and got it as Bella got a little too far underneath the basket. And Abraham, who has not traditionally been a good free throw shooter, but she's 3 of 4 this year, is going to get a pair of free throws. And now we are having a stoppage in play as the officials that's 5 on Feuerbach. So Feuerbach was called for the foul, her 5th, and that's the 3rd on the Cyclones. Hayden is taking a break for a moment. Deal returns, as does Hayes. Neither bench has been a big factor in this game, save for Strimlow's threes. First free throw by Kyla is too strong. She's got one more coming. Baylor has gone 2 minutes and 2 seconds without a point. See if Kyla can get one or two. The second one is up. It's too strong.
But Baylor's missed its last 4 free throws.
44-42. Iowa with the ball and a 2-point lead. McCabe finds Hayes, top of the key. Hayes looking for Strimlow beyond the arc. Talia gets back defensively. 15 seconds to shoot. Pass in the post. It's knocked away. Ball loose. Oh, Stelke gets loose beneath the bucket in the scrum and lays it in. Iowa with a 4-point lead. That was just bad luck. Baylor was chasing the loose ball on defense, and it pinballed back underneath the basket where Stelke had been slow to exit, and she was able to grab it and lay it in. 7 minutes to play in this one. Baylor with the ball. Iowa with a 4-point lead, and it's been a tough offensive night for both teams, but a little tougher for Baylor. 10 seconds to shoot. Here's Talia from the right side, knocking down a three. Talia took the feed from Jana Van Geitenbeek and knocked down another one. She has 26 of Baylor's 45 points. And it's a 1-point lead for Iowa. They've got the basketball. Stelke has it, left of the lane, up top to deal with Dawn guarding her. Now she feeds Strimlow, perimeter right, looking for a teammate. She finds Stelke at the free throw line, and she floats in a jumper from there. Pushes the Iowa lead back to 3 at 48-45. 6.5 minutes to play in this one. Talia Scott unloads a three with a defender in her face and knocks it down from about 26 feet out to tie the game. 48 all, 6:13 to play. Let's see if Baylor can get a stop on defense. Iowa's been heating up on the offensive end. They give it to Hayes, who drives inside, bangs into Bella. No whistle either way, and Kyla comes out of there with it. Talia Scott with the ball, a chance to give Baylor the lead. Retreats beyond the three-point arc with under 6 minutes to go. It's Jana Van Geitenbeek now moving to the middle of the floor, passing left side. Talia with a long three, and she's fouled by Deal. 3 free throws are coming. Lori, she was near the right sideline about 30 feet away and just unloaded it as Deal banged into her.
When you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And that was I'm not sure that's a great shot from Talia, but boy, did Deal take her out. And so you're going to earn it the other way. Instead of the 3 ball, you get 3 free throws.
First foul on Deal, the 4th on Iowa. Both teams, Iowa has 4 fouls, so Baylor will shoot the penalty for the final 5:49 of the ball game. Baylor has yet to be called for a foul. First free throw by Talia Scott, good. Baylor reclaims the lead. Lori, balance has been such the name of the game for this team. Talia Scott now has 30 points. Last 5 years, balance has really been the name of the game, and really going beyond that. Second free throw, good. I don't know that I've ever seen a game where we're in the 4th quarter for Baylor, and you've got a player with over 60% of the team's points as Talia knocks home all 3 free throws. The Baylor lead is 3 with 5:49 to go. Clock moving. Here's Stelke, right block, guarded by Buggs. Buggs knocks the ball away, but it's out there to McCabe. McCabe puts it on the floor, out around a Hayes screen. 15 seconds to shoot. They're going to give it to Strimlow, who misses a 3. Rebound batted around. It's going to stay with Iowa. That's going to reset the shot clock with 5:29 to play.
But Baylor, at least that time, contested Strimlow. She did not get a completely good look, not that open. So the ball skips off the rim, but Iowa will rip. I still want to say Iowa State. It's so hard to stop. But the Hawkeyes we'll just flip to that. Yeah. The Hawkeyes will inbound the basketball with another 20 seconds.
5:29 to play. Baylor with a 3-point lead here in this top 20 matchup. Baylor's had to fight. Bears are on a 6-0 run over the last 51 seconds. It's been all Talia Scott in that mini run. Emily Rodriguez is back in, and now a whistle from the side. And I think before they could establish, the shot clock went back to 10. It's supposed to reset to 20.
It was at 20, and then all of a sudden it went back to 10.
It was at 10 for the longest time, and then they reset it to 20, which is what it should be. And then it went back to 10. And now the officials are going to go over to have a word with the scorers table. That was that missed 3 by Strimlow that did draw iron, and now they reset it to 20. Emily Rodriguez will play it in from the baseline. She's looking, feeds it into McCabe. McCabe outside to Strimlow. Good defense there by Talia Scott to make sure she couldn't leak out. Feeds it perimeter right to Rodriguez. Rodriguez now to Hayden, who's back in. Hayden, the tall post player, wants to drive inside, puts up a tough shot and gets it to fall. Good defense by Kyla Abraham, but she just hooked it in. That cuts the Baylor lead to 1. Here's Talia Scott taking the feed, driving inside, putting up a little runner that's short, and then she fouls Hayden going after the rebound. Try to run her there, a little teardrop from the left side, missed the shot, and then chasing after the offensive rebound. She is called for the foul, and that was justified. That's her second foul, the first on the Bears. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Iowa with the ball and a chance to reclaim the lead. They're playing without their point guard, Chit Chat Wright, who exited early second half with an apparent head injury. And now Van Geitenbeek called for a foul. That's just the second on the Bears. That's her second. Looks like she and a couple players got tangled up, and she got bumped, and then she bumped someone, and she got called for that bump, and that brings us to our fourth quarter media timeout. We've got a tense one. We've got a tight one here in Kissimmee, Florida. Baylor 51, Iowa 50. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. 4:52 to play here in the State Farm WBCA Showcase matchup between Baylor and Iowa. Bears by 1 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray! To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa, tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey!
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports at Walt Disney World, where the Bears have a 1-point lead over Iowa. It's been tenuous for either teams. Iowa scored the game's first 7 points. Then the Bears at one point took a 7-point lead of their own, and it's really been pretty close since then. Neither team has led by more than 2 possessions since the early portion of the third quarter. And the shooting numbers indicate that. Baylor just 34% from the field and 8 of 28 from beyond the arc, just 9 of 15 from the free throw line. Those free throws would have been nice. Iowa, though, just 9 of 14 from the free throw line, so not much better. They're 18 of 52 from the field and 5 of 13 beyond the arc. So defense has been the name of the game. Offenses have not been especially pretty, and Lori Baylor's ability to get good looks and keep Iowa from doing so is going to determine whether or not their first game here in Orlando goes the Bears' way.
Ooh, that is so true. It's all about defense, and so far it's just survive out there. You do have players in foul trouble. You've got Bella Fauntleroy with 3 fouls and Kyla Abraham with 3. Caitlin Elms has 4. Talia Scott has 2, and so does Jana Van Geitenbeek. Little Paige Buggs is yet to pick up a foul.
Well, luckily right now, Baylor still has 2 fouls to give. Iowa's next foul will put the Bears at the free throw line, and hopefully the Bears can hit them. Talia Scott, by the way, is just 2 points off of her career high. She has 32. Her career high came when she was at Arkansas against Arkansas State.
Yeah, almost 2 years to the date. It was November 17th, 2023, when she set that career high.
Well, let's see if she can keep adding to this as Iowa plays it in. Clock moving, 4:44 to play in this one. It's Strimlow, who's been big for them off the bench, feeding it inside to Hayden, who hooks it in over Abraham.
Boy, they ran that well because you had a pin down from McCabe on Jana underneath, and that just created some space for Hayden to be able to operate against Kayla.
Iowa back in
Kyla,
front
rather.
by 1. Here's Baylor with the basketball. It's Van Geitenbeek on the right side of the floor. Abraham there to set his screen. Jana with the shot clock at 8. They're going to have to get something going. This offensive possession is not going anywhere. 5 to shoot. Feeds it to Markayla. Step back jumper from the baseline. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Abraham. Oh, the shot clock went off, and then Abraham was called for a travel. The ball hit the back rim. The shot clock went off, and Abraham stumbled with it, and the ball goes back to Iowa. Maybe she'd have traveled anyway, but the shot clock shouldn't have gone off, and it looked like she was bumped to boot. Iowa with the ball and a 1-point lead as we're under 4 minutes to play. Here is Hayden. Up top to Strimlow. Strimlow outside to McCabe. Good defense there by Jana, who knocks the ball away, nearly off of McCabe, but last touch by Jana. I think McCabe went from thinking she had an open 3 to having to fight for the possession.
Well, Jana did exactly what Tony Green was talking about today while watching film, was just to get in the face, get over all the screens, be there at the catch, and she certainly was.
Under 4 minutes to play. Iowa with the ball, up by 1. They have to save the possession. Good hustle there by McCabe after the pass went past her. Shot clock down to 10 for Iowa. Rodriguez has it beyond the arc. She's not a great three-point shooter, so she dribbles inside, forces up a tough shot, and misses it. Fight for the rebound, claimed by Dariana Littlepage Buggs. That's 12 of them on the night for her.
Buggs has just been a monster on the boards.
Here's Talia Scott. Baylor with the ball and a chance to reclaim the lead. It's Markayla Johnson spinning it back middle of the floor. Now perimeter right back to Markayla. Two-person game with Talia Scott. Good defense here by Iowa. Bella finds Buggs. Elbow jumper, no good.
Oh, I thought she had that one. It was right on line.
The jumpers are not falling for the Bears tonight. Rodriguez has the rebound. Iowa with the ball and a 52-51 lead with 3:08 to play. Pass in the quarter. Here's a McCabe 3, no good. Rebound skips all the way out of bounds off the opposite sideline. It's Baylor basketball. Iowa tonight, 5 of 14 from beyond the arc. They've been much more effective than Baylor, who's 8 of 28. Baylor, though, with a chance to get the lead back. This is a game this evening that has seen 6 lead changes and 3 ties. Under 3 minutes to go. Here's Talia Scott with it. Feeding it to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Fakes a 3. Bounces at the free throw line to Buggs. She's going to try another jumper. That one too strong. Oh, a good look, and it just wouldn't fall.
That is a Buggs shot. Yeah. That is right where you want to get the ball in her sweet spot, but it just a little bit too strong.
Here is Hayden giving it back to Rodriguez. Wants to get downhill. Gets inside and can't quite finish. Abraham claims the board, then has it knocked away, and it's lost out of bounds by Talia Scott. I think Abraham thinks she was bumped or grabbed, and there was a lot of contact down there.
You got to hang on to the ball.
You got to hang on to the ball, though. Yeah, you're right.
If you bring it down, sometimes that's going to be the difficult part.
Rodriguez lobs it in to Stokey. Stokey has it right elbow, flips it to Rodriguez. 2:22 to play. Iowa with the ball and a 1-point lead. There's a kick out into the corner and a flip to Hayden, perimeter left. Now back to McCabe. McCabe steps into a long 2, no good. Offensive rebound. Hayden put back, no good. Missed everything. Abraham with the rebound.
Yeah, that time Abraham cleaned the glass.
Here's Talia Scott stepping into a 3 as there's a whistle and a timeout called by Coach Nicky. Very timely because Talia missed the 3. So we will keep it here with 2:04 to play. Coach Nicky has maintained all of her timeouts up to this point. Baylor with the ball, trailing by 1. Shots have not been falling tonight. The Bears hitting just 32% of their shots, but Loria, a few things to watch here as we head into the final 2 minutes and 4 seconds. The Bears have 2 fouls to give. Iowa does not. Baylor has 3 timeouts remaining. The Hawkeyes have 2. Possession arrow favors Iowa if there is a jump ball. Foul trouble. Kylie Fierbach has already fouled out for Iowa. No one with 4. Emily Rodriguez does have 3 for the Hawkeyes. For the Bears, Kaylin Elms has 4. She's on the bench at the moment. 3 apiece for Kyla Abraham and Bella Fauntleroy. I think defensively you can play with a bandit here if you're either one of them for the final 2:04. Out of the timeout, it is Scott to play it in from the left side, top of the arc. She'll throw it into Van Geitenbeek, also out there with Buggs, Bella, and Abraham. Baylor with the ball in a 1-point deficit. It is Buggs swinging it perimeter left to Bella. Puts it on the floor, swings it left side to Van Geitenbeek. In the corner, here's a 3, no good. by Talia Scott. In fact, that one kind of awkwardly hit the backboard first. Now Emily Rodriguez drives inside. Good hesitation move and lays it in to push the Iowa lead to 3. Oh, and then McCabe jumps in front of Bella, in front of Bugs as the ball was being inbounded and laid it in to push the Iowa lead to 5. Oh, Baylor inattentive there as the Bears inbounded it. Rodriguez hit the layup, and then as Bugs tried to inbound to Scott, she didn't see McCabe flying in. She stole it and lay it in, and just like that, it's a 2-possession game with 1:38 to go.
And an 8-0 run over the last 3.5 minutes, and it's not that Baylor has not had good looks at the basket. Again, just not able to get him down, and then a critical turnover that turns into a basket and then a basket.
And you're not going to say this often, but Bugs was just inattentive there, and you're not expecting someone to come running back in, but that's what McCabe did. So now this is a very important possession for Baylor out of the timeout as Bugs plays it into Van Geitenbeek. You need to get it back to a 1-possession game. It's Jana. Top of the arc, puts it on the floor, drives inside, gets to the bucket, but can't get a good look. Misses the shot, and it's rebounded by Stelke. Now gives it ahead to Strimlow, and clock not favoring the Bears. We're down to 1:19 to play. Iowa with the ball in a 56-51 lead. Handoff to Rodriguez, tries to bang inside, circles back out. Calls for Strimlow. We're down to 1:07 to play. Baylor down by 5, 10 to shoot. Rodriguez dancing on the left perimeter. Down to 5 seconds to shoot. Down to 4. Feeds it cross court to Stelke, who fumbles it out of bounds. It's Baylor basketball with 56.5 seconds to go. Well, the Bears need a quick bucket here to make it a 1-possession game. Clock running. 54 seconds as the Bears inbound it to Van Geitenbeek. Feeds it ahead to Bucks. Back to Jana. We're down to 48 seconds to go. Bella puts it on the floor, drives inside, gets in close, and can't get the layup to fall. It danced over every part of the rim and fell off. Now here comes Rodriguez racing into the front court, stumbles and loses it. That was objectively a horrible decision by Emily Rodriguez, and now Baylor has it. They need to hurry with under half a minute to go. They need a quick bucket. Talia Scott unloads a 3 and misses, and the rebound is grabbed by Hayden, and that's going to do it just about. As Iowa calls a timeout. Really, I don't know what to say about this last minute, Lori. Both teams have made some poor decisions, but Baylor has made more of them, and now as Iowa calls a timeout, they've just about got the game in hand, up 56-51 with 21 seconds to play.
Yeah, Baylor just 0 of its last 8 shots. The last time they had a bucket was at, again, the 6:20 mark. And then they had the 3 free throws from Talia Scott at the 5:50 mark to go before the end of this game. And then Hayden got a couple of baskets. Rodriguez had Jana one-on-one, and Jana couldn't do anything but just to try to stand her ground as best she could against Rodriguez driving in a transition basket. And then the killer was just the inbound pass that was intercepted by McCabe, and just an easy shot off the glass. And then Baylor just hasn't been able to get the shot to drop.
Well, with 20 seconds to go, Stelke's going to play it in. The Bears will either try to force a turnover or foul, and now McCabe is fouled by Van Geitenbeek with 18.7 seconds to play. Well, too many missed shots tonight, too many missed free throws, but boy, just really a strange strange sequence here late. And actually, Baylor, I beg your pardon, has another foul to give.
Right,
has 2 more fouls to give. They're going to play it into Rodriguez again, and now she's fouled, and the Bears, that's just their 4th. So they've still got 1 more to go. And this is a case where your lack of fouling early kind of hurts you because you have to keep fouling them as Stelke plays it in. Although they are making them inbounded over and over. Stelke plays it into McCabe, who was grabbed by Bella, and that's going to send her to the free throw line. Boy, a lot of good looks, Laura. I think what's going to be frustrating is you made some mistakes late that stand out, but really this game is just too many missed open looks. And I mean, honestly, again, Baylor has 51 points, and 32 of them were scored by Talia Scott as Strimlow hits the field, got the first free throw. That makes it a 6-point Iowa lead with 17 seconds to go. She's been big for them. Misses the second free throw. Rebound grabbed by Abraham, and that kind of keeps the door cracked, if ever so slightly. A 2-possession game as the Bears grab the rebound and call a timeout. Baylor has not scored a point in nearly 5 minutes. Again, it was a 51-48 game after Talia Scott hit those 3 free throws, and since then, nothing.
That's kind of the way that Baylor has gone in this game. They kind of hit a wall about the 4 minute mark, and they did that at 4 minutes to go before half. Again, they did not score a field goal until Jana hit that shot right before the end of the third quarter, and at that time they went 8 minutes without a field goal. So just a really tough time for Baylor.
Well, out of the timeout, you'd expect the Bears to try to get a quick 3 here with 16 seconds left. Iowa drops into a zone defense. Now they're going to switch man-to-man. Kayla Nelms is in for the Bears. She's capable of hitting a 3 for you. And now the officials are maybe looking to see.
I think we should be looking for the red cap.
Yes, yeah.
Well, Carmen Inouye across the way is, the official is looking at I don't know what she's looking at, but. Looking at some sort of replay across the way. But
they are. Let's see if we can get a sense maybe of what that is. Boy, still, you look at this.
Is it time on the clock?
But they had the timeout to do. I thought that too, and I'm like, well, they had the timeout to do so. Well, they had a 1/10 of a second.
Okay.
All right, Baylor needs a quick 3 here as Bella will play it into Van Geitenbeek. Back to Bella in the corner. Nelms will unload a 3, and it hits the side of the backboard. Rebound hits the floor. Talia Scott gets it. She'll let a 3 fly, no good. And there's a foul on the floor that's going to go against Rodriguez. But we're down to 7.7 seconds left. And free throws coming for the Bears, but pretty much academic now. If either Talia or Nelms had hit one of those 3s, you kind of have a prayer. But with Nelms going to the free throw line now, the best you can do is only make it a 4-point game. First free throw is up, and it is good by Nelms, her first free throw of the year. She's had a nice game for the Bears off the bench tonight, but just not enough help from the teammates. Second free throw, too strong. Rebound is grabbed by Stilke, and a timeout called by Iowa. You know, Lori, Baylor is 0 for its last 10. No field goals over the last 6-13. Just 1 point in the last 5 minutes of the game. Defense has not been bad, but it's just tough. It's just tough. Those numbers are hard to overcome.
Well, I think you also get it just kind of spirals on you. You miss a couple of shots. They get a downhill drive and then a quick turnover on an inbound pass, and I think that was just a real gut punch at that point.
No, you're right. That's the play of the game. It totally changed the complexion of the last minute and a half.
Yeah.
Because Baylor has a chance to tie or take the lead. No, to tie. They had a chance to tie, and instead all of a sudden they're playing from 2 scores down the rest of the way. And credit Iowa. They haven't, Baylor's defense has been good, but they've been after it too. And again, I'll say, boy, Baylor's got some good looks. They just haven't hit them. I mean, I would think some of those that Bugs has missed tonight, ones she normally hits, she's 0 of 5 from the floor. Bella Fauntleroy, 1 of 10.
Yeah, I think she had some great looks there that are the money shots from the elbow and from the free throw line, and they, just a little bit off.
Stilke plays it into McCabe, and she passes it away, and that's going to do it in this one. Baylor will fall for the first time this year as Iowa wins it 57-52. 19th ranked Hawkeyes with the upset of the Bears today. This was a game that you felt like was going to be close, and it was. But, boy, for the Bears, the offensive performance is one that you got to want back because there were a lot of good looks, as we said, that they just couldn't hit.
Yeah, and then I think a real key was that Iowa was able to go right back inside to Hayden on back-to-back buckets. And when she gets deep on you, and they ran one play out of a timeout that was just so good. If you get a chance to watch it on film again, McCabe goes in the middle and screens out Jana, and it just allowed Hayden to be able to go one-on-one with Kyla at a really bad angle for Kyla, but really good for Hayden, and it just snowballed after that point.
57-52 the final. Iowa victorious in Baylor's first game here in the State Farm WBCA Showcase. We'll hear from Coach Nikki, look at stats, scores, and more when we come back for the First Central Credit Union postgame show. That's still to come. Here from Kissimmee. Baylor drops a tough one tonight to Iowa on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip? Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Never deposit someone else's money into your bank account. Scammers will send you money or overpay you and then ask you to refund a portion of the money back to them. This is a scam.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
This has been live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Nissan, innovation that excites. Lidman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights, talk with Coach Colin, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, a tight game tonight, but certainly a frustrating one as the Bears fall to Iowa 57-52. Tough offensive night for the Bears as Talia Scott scores 32. The rest of her teammates combined for 20, and I'll say this, she scored 32. Wasn't the most efficient 32, but honestly, she was the only offense tonight for the Bears as we welcome you into the First Central Credit Union post-game show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. The Bears went without a field goal for the last 6 minutes and 20 seconds. They also were held to just 1 point in the final 4 minutes and 58 seconds. And Lori, I'm going to both give credit to Iowa and also say the Bears just missed some shots. They got some look. I mean, anytime you see a game like this, Iowa's a good team. They're a good defensive team, and that's no surprise. But for Baylor to shoot that poorly and miss just some really open looks was frustrating.
Yeah, that was really hard. It was a hard performance. Let's say that. If you look between Dariana Littlepage Buggs, Bella Fauntleroy, and Markayla Johnson, they were just 1 of 20. So you can,
yeah.
I mean, and it's not like they were contested looks. You know, they were the shots that you want to see. You know, coming off of screens and pulling up at the free throw line and hitting those jumpers. And boy, you know, they'll have a chance to redeem themselves and get back in the the scoring column come Saturday. You're gonna have a practice day tomorrow, and then you play Davidson here on Saturday.
Well, here in just a minute, we will hear from Bears head coach Nikki Collin. We'll get her post-game comments. You know, there's things that Baylor did well tonight. When Chit-Chat Wright, the starting point guard for Iowa, was in the game, they held her to just 5 points on 1 of 6 shooting. But, they did a good job on Hayes. She's averaging 13 points a game. But tonight, 0 for 2. Baylor did a good job on her. But you look, Strimlow off the bench was kind of a dagger. 12 points on 4 of 6 shooting. 10 points for Anna Stelke on 11 field goals. But as you said, Hayden was really big for them tonight. 18 points, 11 rebounds. A double-double for Hayden. And efficient, 7 of 14 from the floor. But again, in Hayden, too, you're talking about a player who shoots a high percentage, 63% on the year. So you held her below her, pretty well below the kind of night she's been having. But give Iowa 2 credit. They stepped up their game tonight. Baylor was the first big challenge they'd faced this year, and they stepped up. Today. Yeah,
they certainly didn't do their high-powered offense, and neither did Baylor. They crashed the boards hard, out-rebounded the Bears tonight 47-41, and a lot of those because Baylor shot 32 three-pointers, and a lot of times there was nobody but the black shirts of Iowa underneath the basket to be able to pull down the rebounds. But, it's disappointing, but again, you have to sit back and remember, this is one of those games that you're going to learn from. Mm-hmm. It's November, and you certainly want to be a lot better in your next game, and you got another shot against Davidson, and you want to leave Florida with a good taste in your mouth.
Well, you're at Disney, by the way, Lori. You've got When You Wish Upon a Star playing in the background, and wish we could have a few more made shots tonight. That would be my very, very short-term wish. But Baylor falls tonight 57-52 to Iowa. The Bears now 4-1 on the season as Iowa improves to 5-0. We'll take a timeout and come back with more from State Farm Fieldhouse in Kissimmee. After this, we'll have stats to look at scores and, again, a conversation with Coach Nicky when we come back here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor Nation rolls along with Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Start with award-winning service and factory-trained techs. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business? We're your Central Texas headquarters for ProMaster vans, cab, and chassis and work trucks. For power and comfort, test drive the Ram 1500, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year winner again. Allen Samuels in Waco, proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
Come by, let's be friends.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud. Here's a tip. Don't click on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it, ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics. Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Semi, where the Bears drop a tough one tonight by a score of 57-52. Bears head coach Nikki Collin making her way over to the scores table, spending a little extra time talking with the team here this evening. We're brought to you by Rudy's, proud sponsor Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Joined now by Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Her post-game comments are brought to you by Alliance Bank. It's your bank. And Coach Nikki, a tough night, and you look at the offensive end, especially aside from Talia Scott, just some numbers we're not used to seeing from the Bears offensively. What were some of the biggest factors leading to that in your mind tonight?
Yeah, I thought they did a good job playing off our quote non-shooters, and I don't mean that these kids can't shoot. It's just I was a scheme team. They're going to guard certain people hard. They're going to play off others. And I thought they gap helped well, which we had talked about. They didn't do anything. We knew if we were bothering them, they would go to zone, even though they've played one possession of it this season. We thought they would do it. It's my fault we haven't spent more time in executing zone. We haven't played a team that's played zone, so we have our base in, but I thought they were really aggressive. And then we just couldn't make that high post shot. Like, we'd get it into the high post. It's wide open. They didn't step up. We couldn't knock it down. I mean, you're just not going to win games when you go 6 for 32 and a half and you shoot 10 for 17 from the free throw line. I thought we had multiple opportunities to keep it close, keep it within one possession, and we missed both free throws. And so, like, we shot ourselves in the foot with our free throws, and we just, Talia made some shots, and we just struggled. I thought Bella was doing a good job posting up, and then she just rushed the layup and missed the layup, and we just couldn't get anything done in the lane, and I think that was the tough part, and especially once they went zone, we didn't have enough ball movement, and then when it went into the high post, we were just so open that we needed to knock down one of them, and we didn't. Bugs took a couple good ones, Bella took a good one. Like, we were wide open in there. We just couldn't knock it down. And so, I thought defensively we were solid. I thought late we made some mistakes that really, really hurt us. They capitalized with the 6-0 run, the 2 threes, one in transition. We didn't get matched up. And then I thought we let two people beat us off the bounce late that shouldn't have beaten us. I thought Hayden drove it by Kyla. She's too good to give that up, And then I thought Rodriguez finally got one going downhill, and she had struggled. I mean, when we stayed in front of her, she had 6 turnovers. So I thought their player of the game was Taylor Stremlow. Ironically, I played AU basketball with her mom. She's a Wisconsin kid. Her mom was a year younger than me, and that kid, I told our girls, that kid's a warrior. She doesn't play tons and tons of minutes, but she's their recruiting leader. She's just, you can tell she's a little bit like heart and soul of that team, and I thought given the opportunity, she made really, really big plays for them. Defensively, offensively, she was phenomenal.
Visiting with Bears head coach Nikki Collin. You're going to get back to it on Saturday against Davidson. You'll look at the film and go over it with the team. What are the big things you want them to take away? These games, early non-conference games, they're learning experiences, disappointing to lose, but you can get better from it.
Yeah, we've had a tough road. And I'm not a big excuse maker. I'm disappointed. I thought this was a game we could and should win. So that's on me. I think our travel to Paris and turn around our travel to Vegas, and then getting back playing and turning around one day later and leaving. It's probably wearing on us. It's probably wearing on our legs, you know, and but that's my fault because I scheduled them, you know, and you know, so I think from that perspective, like maybe that's why we didn't make shots. But we're gonna have to turn around. Davidson's a really good team. They gave Miami a heck of a game. You know, I just they're a really good basketball team. So it doesn't get easier from here for us.
Well, Coach Nikki, we appreciate your time as always. We'll talk to you Saturday before Davidson.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bears head coach Nikki Collin with her post-game comments. Tough one tonight as the Bears fall to Iowa, 57-52, the final score. Those thoughts of Bears head coach Nikki Collin will come back with stats and scores after this. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated.
Yes, sir. Last one's yes. We got one more.
Every day, promoting compassion.
Sure.
Provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
The Bears aren't the only one making plays this season. Your money can score too.
Hi, this is Joe Betsy Tyler with First Central. With our high interest checking, you can earn up to 5% APY just for using your account. No fees, no tricky plays, just real reward.
Visit firstcentralcu.com and open your account today. It's your season to earn more.
First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. APY annual percentage yield. Member NCUA.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/Go Gold. Sic 'em Bears.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more...
Is this from the Lion King or this from the Beauty and the Beast?
Just as easily be Starry Lime.
Oh, okay.
All right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip.
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
He's great.
Dan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray! To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A cocoa tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyota-thon.
Sure. I mean, you're like a minute away here.
What fun it is to drive a new today. Hey!
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. No reputable company or government agency will ever ask you to pay them with gift cards, Bitcoin, or a person-to-person payment app. Scammers use these options because the money can't be traced. Just don't do it.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Regular season, 57-52. The final 7th-ranked Bears fall to 19th-ranked Iowa. Iowa outscores the Bears 16-13 in the fourth quarter. The Bears only score 24 points in the second half, which ultimately doomed them despite a good job defensively holding Iowa tonight to 35% shooting, but the Bears shot just 29%. And that's really the stat of the game, or the shooting numbers. Iowa 21 of 61, 34%. That was enough to overcome Baylor 17 of 59. Hawkeyes more efficient from downtown, 5 of 14. Baylor was 8 of 32. And again, you look, Talia Scott was 6 of 16, so she was the offense tonight. Free throws, the Hawkeyes 10 of 16, Baylor at 10 of 17. Turnovers not a big factor. Baylor with 13, Iowa with 12, and the Hawkeyes outscored Baylor, though, off those turnovers 13-6. Second chance points actually went Baylor's way, 10-9. Bench points, Iowa doubling the Bears 16-8. And the Hawkeyes with 13 assists on 21 field goals. Baylor with 8 assists on 17. For the Hawkeyes, 18 points by Ava Hayden. She was really the star of the show with them tonight. The balanced attack by the Cyclones, by the Hawkeyes rather, but she was big tonight. 18 points and 11 rebounds, a double-double. She's shooting 63% on the year. She was 7 of 14 tonight, but she hit some big buckets late, as Coach Nicky said. Taylor Strimlow, big off the bench, a Wisconsin native who Coach Nicky knows. Her mom, played with her mom. 12 points, 4 of 6 shooting to go along with 4 assists. Hannah Stelke, 10 points on 4 of 11. No one else for the Hawkeyes had more than 5. For the Bears, it was the Talia Scott show on offense. She wasn't super efficient, 10 of 25, 6 of 16 from beyond the arc, but she finished with 32 of Baylor's 52 points. The most points that she has scored, a Baylor Bear has scored in a game this season. After that, 6 points for Jana Van Geitenbeek to go along with 4 assists. No one else, Kaylin Elms had 5, no one else had more than 4. Dariana Little-Page-Buggs was scoreless. She did finish with 12 rebounds tonight, but obviously didn't score. She got some good looks late, any one of which would have been big, but she just did not hit them. 57-52, the final score in this one. Lori now will give us a look at stats from other Baylor sports and around the country before we close.
Yeah, let's hit NCAA soccer championship. Baylor soccer, a 1-0 win over Wisconsin. They advanced to their 4th Sweet 16 in program history. The Bears and the Buckeyes of Ohio State, who upset Notre Dame in South Bend, will play on Sunday at 1 p.m. for the opportunity to move on to the Elite Eight. And Baylor volleyball won tonight, 3-1 over Texas Tech on senior night. It's Baylor volleyball's 8th straight win over the Red Raiders. They will play their regular season finale at TCU on Wednesday. But that's how everything looks across Baylor athletics. Congratulations to Michelle Leonard and her Baylor soccer squad as they will advance to the Sweet 16 again on Sunday at 1 o'clock against Ohio State.
Go Baylor football, and in the meantime, let's see if Baylor basketball, if the Bears can get back on track on Saturday. They will take on Davidson, who gave Miami quite a fight today, but Baylor will take on Davidson, and we will be on the air at 4 o'clock on Saturday, a 4:30 tip here against the Wildcats. So the second game here at the State Farm WBCA Showcase for the Bears is 2 days away, a 4:30 tip, a 4 p.m. pregame. It's going to wrap things up here from Kissimmee. We want to say thanks to our producer, Cameron Savoy. Speaking for him and Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. Again, the final tonight, Iowa 57, Baylor 52. The Hawkeyes hand the Bears their first loss of the season. Baylor will try to bounce back on Saturday against Davidson.